All right, I'm live. Hello, welcome to Comicsgate Live, Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Skyver. Let me get my stuff up here. I'm broadcasting at 1:30 in the morning, which is unusual for me. I mean, lately anyway. Lately, it's unusual for me. Hi everyone. We've got a big 17 people watching. We got 17 people watching right now at 1:30 in the morning. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to look, first of all, let me see who's all in the chat. Let's see who's up. Gas says Viva la Comicsgate. Hell yeah. Low Res Boy says, I must eat more pies. Maybe then the god of pies will allow me to be first. Not necessarily. I want to say, I want to condemn the consumption of pies tonight because I just stepped on the scale and I am down 18 pounds. 18 pounds since New Year's. It's fantastic. You know what? We're watching TV today. Oh, let me take these off. All right. I'm still wearing my elbow pads. I was working a little bit. And then I thought, you know what? I haven't done a live stream. Let me just say hi to everyone. So I'm watching HBO's True Detective with Andrea, with the lovely Andrea tonight. We watched all 3 episodes that are out for season 3. It's good. It's really, really good. I mean, it's, the frustrating thing about TV is that, at this point, when the whole thing's not out at once, it's very frustrating. I would have binge watched the whole thing, and I would be up until 6 a.m. watching that. That's how good it was. It was really, really great. Some people are saying, make me a mod. Hey, Jack Walter. Hello, Trash Fire. Hello. Let's see. He says, hi, Uncle Ethan. I hope Cyberpunk gets to me soon. Oh, yeah. We got some big stuff coming up with that as well. Yeah, down 18 pounds. And it's pretty exciting. I have to say, I'm feeling much more energetic. Oh, so anyway, I'm watching True Detective with Andrea, and I get up and go into the fridge, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like looking for something to eat, like a snack. And she's like, mm-hmm. And I come back with what? I come back with a carrot. And I sat there, I just a whole carrot. I washed it off, and then I just, sometimes you just need something crunchy to chew on when you're dieting, And so it's like having a bag of whole, like raw carrots in the fridge is great. You just, that was perfect. That was all I needed. And I don't eat very much, when I get down to this, to this state that I'm in right now, lean, mean, energized. You shrink your stomach. I try to tell this to Cecil. I'm like, once you kick sugar, everything works out. Once you kick sugar, I mean, all through from like Halloween to Christmas, I was cramming my face with cupcakes, cakes, pies, everything. Whatever I wanted to eat, I ate. And it was tough. And I just thought, oh God, how am I going to get rid of sugar in my life? But once you actually do it, it feels great, and everything else becomes easy. Your stomach shrinks, so you require less food. The food that you do take in is all energy. It's all energy. That's all it is. I told Andrea, stop thinking about eating for fun and start thinking about only eating what you need for the energy that you require, and the pounds will just fall off. So that's where I'm at right now, and it's totally badass. I feel great. It'll take all year to be where I'm at, where I want to be. I want to weigh. I'm 6 foot tall. I want to weigh 200 pounds. I don't want people like, what about 180? No, I don't want to be a skinny little soy boy. 200 pounds, 6 feet. I will have. That's all muscle. I will look good. I'll look good in clothes. I will be. I don't know. I'll be in perfect condition. Perfect condition. And yeah, so it's like. Yeah, people are saying steak and eggs. Listen, eggs are great. I have 3 eggs every morning. I have 2 slices of bacon. I'll have a nice 6-ounce filet mignon for dinner. I'll have a sweet potato for lunch. Boom, that's all you need. And then I get my greens, kale. I mix it up in a blender and make a shake. A little banana in there to sweeten it up. Maybe a little pineapple. And then boom. So that's my, everybody's talking about the keto diet and all this stuff. I mean, that's too much. It's just too much responsibility. It's too much monitoring. It's too much effort. Just go with eating clean, eating simple, small meals that are full of energy. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. All right. So that's enough of that. Nigel Rhodes says, have you been taking super male vitality pills, Uncle E? No, but I do take hydroxycut, which is just caffeine. And this is just nonsense. These pills are just caffeine pills. and that's fine. Advanced weight loss, well, probably not. Boost metabolism, yeah. Increase energy, definitely. That's all this is. It's just pure caffeine, and I love caffeine. So 200 milligrams of caffeine per tablet. Let's see. Sierra Whiskey says, "Who hurt you, Uncle E?" Nobody hurt me. I feel good. Well, everybody tries to, but I do feel good. Rob Patriot says Jeremy's stream just crashed at 1,000 again. Yeah, I checked in on Jeremy because he was talking about the MAGA kids. Now, I didn't know anything about the MAGA kids. I think I saw this one kind of disheartening news story about it where I was like, oh man, everybody's got to be a dick, right? There's got to be a dick out there that's going to set a bad example. The problem with being a conservative is that your behavior has to be impeccable because you're surrounded by very, very dishonest people who are out to get you, and they're just looking for any little thing for you to say that they can spin, that they can sort of demonize you with. Now, I mean, everything that the left does is demonic. The video that I just made, I'm actively working on making videos to demonstrate this because people don't understand, and people need to actually see proof positive of what these people do. And what they're about. So, it's like I made the Never Ever Apologize to Star Wars SJWs video, which is doing very well. It looks like it's got 32,000 views on it. Those are 32,000 people who understand a little bit better what they're up against on social media, and actually beyond social media. It doesn't really matter where you go. The social justice mob is going to find you. They are going to attack you. They are going to assault you. They're going to try to take your job, your life, demonize you, destroy you, and your kids. Because they think it's funny, then they're going to laugh about it because they're still upset over the election. I mean, that's what this is. So you have to be kind of on guard. I think it's important. Some of this stuff goes unseen. I think it's important to actually show people. So the Star Wars girl, by the way, Anna, who was that Star Wars girl over at Geeks and Gamers, said, "I'm getting a ton of calls and messages like people are." Not Anna from Geeks and Gamers. Anna is not the Star Wars girl. She is sweet as honey. She did not do any of this. She never would. It's the Star Wars girl, not that Star Wars girl. And everybody should know that. She's not an SJW. She's great. So sorry, Anna. That's the problem with having a name that everybody kind of, a Twitter handle that a lot of people duplicate. So in any case, yeah, putting these Twitter tirades out there, so that people can actually read them and actually feel the disgust. And it wasn't any fun. I mean, for me to actually grab that entire Twitter tirade that was started by this monstrous third wave feminist on Twitter, aimed at one single person to try to just, I don't know what, when you read those kind of Twitter tirades, what is the end result of that? The end result of that is to create a mob. Her hope is to drive the person who is on the receiving end of that lecture to suicidal thoughts. If he kills himself, they win. I mean, it's a really ugly. Oh well, that's the way it goes. I guess you shouldn't have been. All right, so that would be their reaction to that. And then the other thing is, if that doesn't happen in any case, it's to inspire anger in other people at him. That's why the tirade is so long. A single tweet isn't going to do it. You are supposed to hate this guy, and then you're supposed to just keep reading and get angrier and angrier. She's winding you up. She's winding up a mob to go after this guy and just destroy his whole world. No, not anymore. I am going to step in. At least in my little community, in my little world, where I am involved in these fandoms. I'm involved in comic books. I'm involved in Star Wars. I'm not tolerating it. I will shame you if you do this, SJWs. I will, and I will use your name. I will show people what you're doing. I will actually expose you to tens of thousands of people who will be disgusted by you. So my suggestion is, if you don't want my attention, don't do this. Don't get out there under your name on social media. Don't go out there and attack people, innocent people, just because you disagree with them. Don't act like SJWs. Don't be scumbags. Don't try to drive people to suicide, because I will find you. I will make a video and I will expose you. And that's it. And then whatever happens to you, happens to you. You asked for it. You asked for it. Don't be a bully on social media, or you will be exposed. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to use my channel to do. And it'll be very, very easy to not get attention. You can be a far left winger, you can be an SJW, and not get my attention. I'm not looking to make videos to bully people, but if you do this to somebody, like this woman tried to do to NERD, if that's what you want to do, if that's your prime directive, then get ready for a shitload more attention than I think you were intending to get, because I will direct it your way. That's what I'm going to do until the bullying stops. That's the end. I mean, you stop doing this and I'll stop doing it in response. Now you have to protect your tweets. You have to hide from people because people see who you are. You were aiming your tirade only at people who agreed with you. You were hoping that you could secretly, in secrecy, I don't know what, it just, within your bubble, create an attack mob against one single person. And too bad, I saw you first and screenshotted your tweets. And now there's a video and everybody knows that you're a monstrous bitch. That's your fault. That's what you get. That's what you get. Don't do it. You know, just don't do it. You can disagree agreeably. You can disagree disagreeably if you want to. But, you know, stay out of the business of trying to ruin innocent people's lives. Thank you. All right, so let's talk about this. Now, I'm actually going to educate myself about this situation because I don't really know. I took the day off today. I woke up early. I made a video about Leslie Jones versus the Ghostbusters and Trump. The worst received video that I did all like month. I'm like, I thought this was going to be good. I thought people were going to like it, and I worked hard on it. No, this is my number 10 out of 10 video, 14,000 views. And by the way, Twitter demonetized it. I think because it says Leslie Jones and Trump right in the title. So, that's the way it goes. In any case, I took the day off to just to honestly to get some rest and to hang out with my family and to get myself kind of reacclimated to everything. We got a big work week ahead of us. Cyberfrog stuff is happening like you won't believe. I've had people approaching me about producing Cyberfrog stuff, like for real. Okay, there's going to be Cyberfrog stuff. So I've got to deal with that this week. And of course, finish 1998 should go to lettering this week. It's going to go to press. And it's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. I promised everyone 18 pages. Looks like it's going to be about 28 pages, 10 bonus pages. The little tiny ash can has blown up to be bigger than a normal comic book. I mean, it is, at this point, I would call it even almost double sized. It is tremendous. So I think you guys are really going to like it. It's action packed. It's everything that it should be. Blood Honey, I'm going to finish up right after that. We're going to get this stuff out of here and keep moving forward. That is the key. These people who are attacking Comicsgate every single day are going to probably literally shit themselves when they see Cyberfrog all done. I mean, that's the expectation at this point. It's not that I want them to do it. It's not that I want them to shit their pants. I don't. I want everybody to be able to control their bowels. But it is going to happen. Okay, it is going to happen because it's really, really good. It is going to inspire more people to do exactly what I'm going to do or what I'm doing. It is going to inspire people to buy the next issue, and more people who missed out on the first one are going to jump on board. These dummies are like, well, is there going to be some of these guys are like, well, issue number 2 isn't going to do as well as issue number 1. That's because there isn't going to be an issue number 2. You fools. The entire way that comic books are put together, the entire way comic books are distributed, planned, and marketed is all garbage. It all needs to stop. You don't, if the number on the corner of your book is the reason why the first issue and the second issue sees a 60% drop off in sales, get rid of the fucking, excuse my language, get rid of the number, dummies. Get rid of the number and do it a different way. It's only about the number on the book. And I've said this over and over again. I'm on a tirade. I sit here and I work and I'm just like, I feel like everything has to change. Like this year is pivotal. Things have to actually change this year. This is the line in the sand. This is when we actually make changes. Yeah, Cyberfrog number 2 isn't Cyberfrog number 2. It's called Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet. Just like Harry Potter #2 was probably called the Sorcerer's Stone, or I don't know. But in any case, these are all individual movies that can be read individually on their own by themselves, or as a continuing story arc if you want. But they're movies. It's a series of films. There was no drop off between any of the Harry Potter books. There was no drop off in sales, God help me, between any of the Twilight novels. There was no drop off in sales between Star Wars: A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. However, there's a bit of a drop off between between Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, but that's for different reasons entirely. That's because SJWs interfered. This is going to be a whole new way of marketing comics as graphic novels, and I think it's going to work. I do think it's going to work. I mean, I could be sitting here with my foot in my mouth next year, but I'm pretty sure that my concepts, my ideas, and my way of marketing comics is going to work, and it is going to survive the end of the comic book industry, which is imminent. Now, before we get to the MAGA kids, let's just go over this right here. Some of you might be, I don't know, you might be comic book fans, you might not be. A lot of my subscribers, by the way, this is a terrible website. This guy right here who runs this, piece of garbage. Can't stand him. But anyway, this right here is the reason why the comic book industry is in collapse, or at least this isn't the evidence that it's in collapse. Diamond Comic Distributors in 1972 set up something called the direct market, which hand in hand with comic book retailers just kind of said, hey, look, from now on, we are going to be the way that you get your comics. We're going to get the comics from Marvel, DC, and all the other companies. You're going to order them through us. We're going to order them through them. And by the way, we will be the only way that you can get comics, but we're going to get them to you cheaper. However, they're not going to be returnable. So it's not like normal magazines. There's no buyback policy. Unsold issues of the comic books that you buy, you are stuck with. Now, this was back when comic books were 35 cents. Okay. Now, comic books, because of the way comics are going, they are $5. Just an ordinary comic book, just an ordinary thing that somebody whipped out in 3 weeks and threw together and probably is chock full of feminist dogma and weirdness. It's $5 at this point. So this is the thing. As the world moves on and as the world changes, the comic book industry is not changing along with the world. People no longer want to get in their cars. They no longer want to find their local comic shop retailer, which is the only place that sells comics. Go and deal with whoever's in there. Pay $5 for 15 minutes worth of reading that may or may not insult their intelligence and everything they believe in. That is just not a model that's going to work anymore. People these days like to sit home and press a button and then have the comic book come their way. Now, that is the ultimate end goal of Comicsgate. That's where we want to be. That should be our model, direct to consumer. Somehow, we've got to figure out how to do direct to consumer. And I think we will do that. In the meantime, as comic book sales are dropping because comic shops are closing because of the garbage that these companies are putting out, the cover price has to raise. See, the big two can't just they can't just watch their income decline along with the lowering standards and sales of comic books. So they raise the cover prices and then they invent tricks. They invent very strange tricks to get people to buy more copies. The same person buying more than one copy of one single book. And those are like variant covers, etc. I just read on Newsarama that these weirdos at Marvel are doing a series of cat variant covers. These people really know their audience, don't they, at this point? They're dwindling audience. You can buy an issue of Deadpool, and there's a picture of a cat variant cover. There's a cute cat on the cover. It's Cat Fancy Deadpool magazine. That's perfect. The strangeness that's going on in comic books right now is absolutely compelling. It's sad to watch, and the end is near, and of course, it's unavoidable. So Diamond actually announced that in between 2018 and I mean from 2017 to 2018, sales had actually gone up a little bit in comics, and a lot of weirdo NPCs out there within the comic book industry were crowing about it. And they were like, see, Comicsgate is wrong. Diamond quietly had to correct their numbers. Here's the article. After initially announcing that 2018's annual sales for comics has increased, Diamond Comic Distributors has sent out a correction that, in fact, that's not the case. Compared to 2017, 2018's comic and graphic novel sales were down in both units and dollars. The distributor had previously reported that dollar sales were up 0.6%. In reality, that wasn't true. Diamond sent out a correction that with overall comic and graphic novel sales down 1.08% compared to 2017. And by the way, this is now the third year running that sales have been in decline. The third year running. And units down almost 6% over the same time period. 6%. Comics themselves saw dollars increase 2.04% in 2018 compared to 2017, and units decreased by 6%. Okay, so less was sold for more. That is correct. They've raised the cover prices. So they're selling less comics and they're making a little bit more money because they raised the cover price of comics. And that can't go on. That is an explosion right there waiting to happen. Graphic novels saw the biggest dip with dollars down. 8.22%. We saw where all the graphic novels are. They were liquidated to Ollie's deep discount. They can't get rid of the graphic novels they're printing. They're spending $2 to print a graphic novel. They can't sell these things. They're making them too quickly. Graphic novels used to be special. They used to be special events, but now they're just simply a compilation of 6 random issues of a comic book that nobody was buying. So of course, not everything belongs in a collection. And we're seeing the result of that right there. If the comic book isn't selling, the graphic novel isn't going to sell either. 8.22% decline and units down almost 10%. With the explosion of graphic novel sales, it's possible the bubble has burst slightly, or with so many ways to purchase them now, the direct market has suffered. Toys saw a down year as well, with dollars down 6.39% and units down 6.5%. 2018 was a volatile year for toys with the closure of Toys R Us. Thank you, Star Wars, which has ripple effects this year. This result may be some of that. So this is absolutely the. I mean, we're right at the beginning of just next year's going to be worse. This is going to be a great big ski slope downwards, and these people will not fix it. They have turned away their audience. They've turned away their crowd. They've turned away their loyal fans. They've called them Nazis and bigots. That's open warfare on social media. And, all we can do at this point is just be Comicsgate and just offer an alternative. These people still think, they still laugh, and they're under the impression that Comicsgate's goal is to save comics. No, our goal is not to save comics. Our goal is to... honestly, our goal is to just watch them continue to do what they're doing and die while we save whatever is left of what people love about comics, what's good about comics, and do it our own way. They can't. Social justice and business do not coincide. They can't work together. They just can't. It's impossible. And they are going to discover that. If they haven't figured it out yet, they are figuring it out now. So let me let me see what's going on here. And I will read some super chats, and then we will move on to MAGA Kids. This is going to be a quick live stream. I'm up working tonight. Justin DeRosa, thanks for $1.99. He says, Uncle E, go play Dark Souls. It's an SJW nightmare. Is that a video game? Maybe I'll look into that. I have my Steam account. I want you to know, I've bought quite a few video games. I just haven't had time to play them. And when I do play them, I will tell you about it and maybe even live stream me playing video games. Andrew Rotten says, yo, thanks, Uncle. I was getting bored. Sure. Oh, you mean thanks for doing a live stream? Okay. You're welcome. John Dillard, Gaming the System, says, Ethan, I drink your sunshine. Listen, that's pure vitamin C. That's pure vitamin C. Carl Hungus says, hail Caesar and hail Cecil the Hut Slayer. All right. So hail right back at you. Hail War Campaign. Now, listen, something interesting happened. We had a guy named Comic Book Hut, the Comic Book Hut, and it's depressing. I liked Comic Book Hut's channel. He kind of did this thing. There's a co-host, not a co-host, a fill-in host for Rush Limbaugh that talks exactly like this guy, and I could tell he was a big fan, and he was imitating him, but he was talking about comics. And I liked him, and I brought him on my show a couple times, but he seemed to be incapable of working his microphone. I don't know what happened, but he turned on us really quick. And this is part of being Comicsgate, and it's why I get called Caesar, is because The people who get closest to me all kind of go, I don't know, maybe it'll be better. Maybe I'll be better off if I just stick a knife between his ribs at some point. Maybe I'll be the guy to bring down Ethan Van Sciver. And then, I don't know, I can be the next Renfamous. Well, it never works out that way. It really doesn't. This guy, Cecil, went after him, I guess, and made a parody video of him, and he nuked his whole channel. You can't, if you're going to deliver the bants, you've got to be ready to accept the bants in return. And Comicsgate is full of very clever people who will dunk on you if you try to dunk on them. So either grow thicker skin or get off YouTube. And thank you, Carl. Justin DeRosa says, you are an inspiration. Keep it up. Trebuchets for all SJWs. It will be done, my lord. Just say the word. Well, thank you for $5. Start building those trebuchets. Start building those trebuchets. Thanos EVS, one of my favorite new accounts, says, brother, I have requested pie and I have received none. I need pie to fight the soy. Pie is life. Pie is love. You will regret not giving me pie. And then again, in all caps, he says, pie. Thanos EVS, my alter ego, my purple alter ego. I must abstain from pie to be healthy, to be ready, to look good. I need to look good again. And so therefore, no more pie. If there were any pie, I would give it straight to you. And that is the truth. Gateway into Comics says, the MAGA kids thing upset me so much I made a video because the media is lying. Those boys did nothing wrong. CNN, PC are lying jerks. Okay, Gateway, I have an article about it up, and I'm gonna learn all about this. I'm gonna figure out exactly what this is, and maybe I'll get mad about it too. But the media lying is something that has become, people are becoming more and more hysterical. And we used to just say, I remember 2004, 2005 being like, hey, the media has a liberal bias. And they'd be like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have a, well, it did, but they always had kind of, I don't know, they were always able to pretend that sort of reality had a liberal bias, and therefore they had a liberal bias because they're just reflecting reality. They have gone so far off the rails at this point. I don't think things can ever be the same again. This is why YouTube exists. This is why the alternate media exists, and it needs to exist to report the truth, because these people are irresponsible and they are pushing a narrative. The light has come in on these vampires. They are screaming and smoking, and all we can do is just tell our kids to avoid them and explain to them that this is what happens. These are adults who have betrayed their oath as journalists to offer the truth to them. They're supposed to be informing the people. They're not. They're deluding, distracting, and they are hypnotizing and gaslighting the American people, and it's a shame. So we'll find out about this story. I kind of gave it a quick glimpse, and I will read this article. We'll learn about it together. Brett Favre, thanks for $1.99. Says, pour salt on those blue-haired slugs, Uncle E. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I don't know if this gets views. I don't know if people like it when I do this. Let me look real quick. I'm looking at my views. Anti-Comicsgate feminist journalist extorts me. Almost 54,000 views on that. Here's my video about SJW Spider Stalker. 38,879 views. Yeah, people do seem to like these videos. I always trust my analytics. Whatever you guys support, that means do more of that and less of something else. So I will continue. I will continue to do that. Mike Murphy says, when did decency become so difficult? Evening E. Thanks for $2, Mike. I don't know. I've always felt like the people that I associate with are decent people who are faced by pure hypocritical indecency. And I don't understand why I don't understand how you can live with this kind of hatred. I don't understand how you can live with this kind of hatred in your heart. I really don't get it. I don't understand. To be able, going back to the video, never, ever, ever apologize to Star Wars SJWs. Whoever wrote that hateful string of tweets, this person whose name I don't know, they're just the Star Wars girl, the shame, the audacity the bile. I can't comprehend it. I don't know what I would do. I don't think I would be able to laugh. I don't think if I were that person, I don't think I'd be able to play with my kids. I don't think I'd be able to do anything fun. I don't know. I would just be. I feel when I think about it, when I think back about those tweets, and I had to read every single one, my heart tightens up. I feel a constriction in my chest, like, oh God, that's they use this word toxic. SJWs call other people toxic, and it's a bullying term. It's a way of saying this person is poisonous, and therefore we cannot coexist with this person in society. We must expunge them. It's a lie. Toxicity is a lie, and yet, when they say it, and yet when you read that when you yeah, you know what toxic means. You understand what toxic means. Rob Patriot says, show us what you're talking about, Ehe. Well, Rob, go watch my video. Never, ever, ever apologize to Star Wars SJWs. It's the video I did just before this last one. Go watch it, and you'll be able to see. And I do recommend it. It's one of the best videos I've ever made. I think you'll see what I mean. And leave me comments. By the way, I always read all of my comments, all of them. Okay, so even if you're cursing me out, as long as you don't say anything racist or anti-Semitic that can get the channel knocked down, I keep the comments up, and I read them all. So tell me what you think about these videos. Tell me what you think, and let me know. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe. We're pushing towards 94,000 subscribers at this point, so I do want to reach that soon. All right, Jaegerbomb, thanks for $5. How come I can't use the F word on Super Chat? When did freedom of speech not become free? I thought this was America, not Nazi Germany. Is that true? You're not allowed to use the F word? That's interesting. I didn't know that. And I think if there's any reason, it's because decency, like YouTube courtesy, requires that the person who's receiving the super chat actually do read the chat out, and it kind of obligates them to say words that they don't want to say or something like that. And by the way, when super chats come in, and they do look like that, like if you tried to make me say the N word or something like that, YouTube actually collects the money that you sent my way anyway. So let's not try to get me to say the N word or the F word or anything like that. And I think that's the best system. But I do agree. I think freedom of speech on YouTube should, I don't know, it should be free, obviously. Teabag, and it's up to me. I mean, I don't have to say anything if I don't want to. I don't have to read these super chats. I just do it because it's decent. Teabag, and I trust you guys. Teabag Balzac, thanks for $5. Cyberfrog will be epic. Sick art, thunderous inks, and best of all, soy free. It will be soy free. Soy Bone Voyage. Thanks for $2. Cyberfrog and Pepe versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Who wins? Cyberfrog could take the Turtles out fairly easily. I don't know what Pepe's gonna do. I really don't. I did do a picture of Cyberfrog saving Pepe from the alt-right. I wanted to do a whole comic where Pepe was being trapped by Alex Jones, and Cyberfrog went in to free him and then fed him a blue pill. saved him from the alt-right. And I just wanted to put it out there to trigger the libs and own the libs. But I didn't do that. I didn't do it. $5 message retracted. Thank you, Brett Favre. Thanks for $10. We know you're the most detailed artist out there. No problem paying for the product when it's worth it, no matter the price. Hashtag Rainbow Brute. 7 figures biatch. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people. Let me just say something. It is silly. Pegasus Meteor. Of course, it's silly. That was the point. Let me just say something. I got a lot of people out there that are just like, I don't know why I delivered my book and Ethan hasn't delivered his book yet. How hard is it to produce a comic book? I don't know. It's like saying, how hard is it to produce a film? How hard is it to produce a major motion picture? It really kind of depends. It really kind of depends what it is. It's not, the amount of time it takes to make a Star Wars film is different than the amount of time it takes to produce, I don't know, a Kevin Smith Clerks sequel. There's a difference. It's not that one is better than the other. It's that one is fairly easy, to make. And the other one is intensive, and it does take more time. I can't stand it when they're like, hey, I put out my little comic book, and I don't know why you can't put out yours. Mine is taking more time, and it really is. I spend 10 hours a day working on comics with my headphones on, listening to YouTube videos. And it's a lot of work. It's just a lot of work, but it's worth it. This is not just meant to be some throwaway comic. It's not about just completing the comic book and sending it to the backers. It's about completing the greatest comic book of 2019 and sending it to the backers. That's the difference. I've always been like that. I've always just aimed for the stars. This can't just be some normal thing. It has to be something that lasts forever. Okay. Forever. It's not a Trump parody. It's not something that you're going to throw away the next day. It has to last forever. And that's the goal. It has to be worth it. Mark C says, I retweeted these numbers to Joe Quesada, Sana Amana, and Jim Lee. This is on their heads. Yeah, well, I think here's what I think. I think Jim Lee and DC Comics are trying desperately to fix this. They actually said 2 years ago, like, we need to save the comic book industry, which implied that they knew the comic book industry was imperiled. And they actually said, Dan DiDio and Jim Lee, here's our plan to save the comic book industry. That's how bad things were even back then. Meanwhile, Marvel Comics is just like, how can we continue to squeeze more dimes out of these retailers, out of these small businesses? I know, let's offer another variant cover for this book. It's going to be a popular variant cover that people want. But in order to get the variant cover, they have to buy 50 issues, 50 copies of the regular book. And they can't even sell 10 copies of it in their store. But if you want the one cover that's actually going to be desirable, you have to buy 50 copies of the regular cover. This is what they do. This is what they do. And then the poor retailer has to balance this out. Can I afford to eat 50 copies of this comic in order to sell the one that I can? It's evil. It's just evil. It's a scam. Everything is a scam in comics. Zatochi's Cane Sword says, yep, no F-bombs. Oh, okay. Darth Gavel, thanks for $2. Everyone press the U.S. Flag emoji for science. And Count Dracula said for $1.99, thank you, says, Ethan, I hope I get to meet you at a convention one day. Well, I'm going to Star Wars Celebration, and I want to meet as many of you that I can. That's in Chicago. It's April, mid-April, and it'd be great, great to meet you there. All right, Dean Crozier says, I'm surprised you don't have way more subs. Me too. No, I'm not. I'm grateful for the subs I have. He says, I'm sure the channel will grow a lot in the near future. Well, the channel's only been active for about 15 months now. So, the fact that I'm at almost 94,000 subscribers within the course of 15 months, and my content has always just been based on what I want to talk about, what I want to do, I'm happy with that. It has been inconsistent, but I think it's improving. It initially started out with just drawing lessons, and then it became a pop culture commentary channel, and now it's becoming a little bit more political and social. So I really appreciate that people are coming along with me as I evolve the channel. The through line is, what is Ethan Van Sciver interested in? And if you're interested in finding out what I want to talk about, then that's what I'm hoping for, and that's reflected in these numbers. So we're almost 94,000 subscribers, and thank you guys, every single one of you. I think I'm doing great. I'm patient. I'm when I get to the 100,000, I will, of course, be very, very happy. But I'm patient, and I think the amount of support that I'm getting is phenomenal. So thank you for that. Gateway into Comics says, another member of the Omaha tribe just contacted me and told me they will be denouncing Nathan Phillips and pushing for his disenrollment. Okay, I don't know what that means yet, Gateway. We'll get there. Krista Joe says, it's disgusting these lunatics think it's okay to dox these kids, yet be indifferent and even praise the mainstream media when they outright lie about the situation. Oh, I can't wait to read this. Graphic Context says, just started a channel and uploaded my first vid. Hey, congratulations. Good luck to you. Everyone go check out Graphic Content and see what he's up to. Mark C says, Uncle E, DC hired Bendis and brought in his Portland crew since you left. The DC ship is sinking. Oh, I could tell you some stuff. I won't tell you anything. Figure 7716. Thanks for $1 donation. I do appreciate you. Let's see. Low Res Boy says, so EVS, what soy laden object will you burn at 100K? I will burn the hearts of the SJWs within Star Wars fandom. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I will burn at 100K. And yeah. Dr. Fantastic said, this is a huge event. Ethan, these kids are innocent. All right, so let's go. Let's look at this now. All right. And I'm going to read this. This is a long article, but we're going to go through it together. You guys, your commentary, if you have something interesting to say, I will look at the chat as we go, and try to follow you guys, try to read your comments. Super chats, of course, will get deferential treatment. This is the right scoop, not necessarily not exactly unbiased. So let's just say that to start out with. I am not the mainstream media, so I will acknowledge bias where it exists. The media is lying about the Catholic MAGA kids, and there's evidence to prove it. And this is by a guy named Super Mexican. So, I mean, he's a super Mexican. So I was initially very skeptical of attempts to defend the Catholic kids in MAGA hats who looked like they were mocking and jeering a veteran Native American. It was on video, and the imagery just didn't look good. Yeah, that's what I saw, too. And I was like, oh, no, guys. Brian Urso, thanks for $10. Hey, Ethan, my prog rock band Gideon's Mob 2 albums are coming out soon, including the 15-minute epic Shadow Realm, which is all about and dedicated to Comicsgate. Well, I can't wait to hear it. All right, but since then, the media has ran with every lie they could to smear these kids. AG Conservative on Twitter has been really good at explaining and exposing the smears. Sorry to those who don't like Twitter threads, but this is a good one. All right, so here's this guy. He says, so I want to talk about the video of the kids and the Native man from this morning. I thought it was dumb and disrespectful when I saw it. Kids tend to do dumb and disrespectful things, but adults should have stepped in. At the same time, I don't like to focus on kids. As the day went on and I started seeing major media figures highlighting it, some reporters trying to identify the kids and others suggesting violence against them, the more uncomfortable I got with the story. Yes, indeed. I saw somebody, my gosh, let me see. Let me go on Twitter here. I saw something really disturbing. Yikes. I don't know what that is. On my own timeline, somebody had a picture, a drawing of a guy putting a human body into a stump grinder. And it just said, into the stump grinder with the MAGA kids head first, screaming or something like that. And this guy had this guy had a blue check mark. Hold on a second. Did I just lose everything? Why does everything have to be so complicated, guys? Are you still with me? Yeah, you're still with me. All right, hold on a second. Well, now what do I do? Let's see, live events, Twitter. Here we go. Oh, there it is. All right, everything worked out after all. You'll have to bear with me. I accidentally clicked the X and everything Chrome closed properly. Everything's okay there. But I did lose my page. And what was it called again? It was called, let me just put in MAGA Kids. See what happens there. Should get another article up. Is this a boomer moment, or is this a respectable accident, or is this a boomer moment? It's a boomer moment. Okay. All right, let me see. Oh no, I'll look up Super Mexican. I remember his name, Super Mexican. Hard to forget Super Mexican. All right, I found the article again. We're all good, I think for now. But in any case, this guy who posted this, and I guess I'm not even going to dare try to find it, posted this meme. I guess he works at Disney, but he's sitting there talking about like pushing these kids into a stump grinder while they scream head first. And I just thought that's probably pushing it. I don't really know exactly what these kids did, but I would suggest that is probably inappropriate. It's an inappropriate reaction. All right. So as the day went on and I started seeing major media figures highlighting it, some reporters trying to identify the kids. Oh, God. and others suggesting violence against them, the more uncomfortable I got with the story. I wanted the kids to face consequences, but not a mob. Can you imagine the social justice warrior mob being unleashed on these teenagers? Can you imagine? These kids should learn a lesson, not have their lives ruined over a viral moment of them acting dumb. The main kid in the video was a primary target for a lot of big accounts. However, now that I've seen the full video, I'm even more annoyed at the mob. Forgetting the tweet, here's the video. You can clearly see the native guy chose to go into the crowd. The kids were still behaving childishly, but it was Phillips who chose to go up to and drum in the face of the kid who was standing there. All right, can we see this? What am I? Well, how come that doesn't really do anything? Let's say, and it doesn't. That doesn't help. Yes, he was smirking, and he could have moved. But does this kid really deserve to be expelled or have his life destroyed for it? I think people should treat others with respect. That failed here, and I don't mind consequences for the kids, but let's keep it in proportion. I definitely think the full video makes Phillips look much less like a victim. I don't know if he thought they were joking around or what, but an adult should know better and not try to intentionally escalate such a situation. And this guy here is saying, it's strange that the man just intensified his drumming and got closer and closer to the young man instead of stopping for a moment or two and try talking to the young man. Kids will be kids. Normally, adults realize this and try different tactics in order to communicate. And so here's something here. It says, a few people in the March for Life crowd began to chant, build that wall, he said. It was getting ugly, and I was thinking, I've got to find myself an exit out of this situation and finish my song at the Lincoln Memorial, Phillips recalled. I started going that way, and that guy in the hat stood in my way, and we were at an impasse. He just blocked my way and wouldn't allow me to retreat. Yeah, that's what it looks like. See, pictures are a real problem. Pictures are they speak 1,000 words. Like, you look at this kid's face here, and he looks defiant. Let me see if I can blow this up. Yeah, look at his face. Like, this is the thing. I mean, an image like this gets out. You see the kid screaming back here, smirking, defiant white male kid, and then frightened older Native American guy. This is propaganda. This is pure propaganda. It's unbelievable that when you get a hold of a picture like that, and you can really cause trouble. So apparently a lot of outrage stems from the Washington Post taking Phillips' version and printing it. So the Washington Post, great big left-wing newspaper, despite it being contradicted by the video, he approached the kid, not the other way around, and he could have gone around and returned around at any time. Pretty fair and reasonable both ways, I would say. CNN, on the other hand, is trying to screw these kids over as much as possible. Oh boy, look at this. CNN is garbage. They're just pure garbage. The more I think about it, the more annoyed I get about what Phillips did. He intentionally created a confrontation with kids. He celebrated when the kids maturely walked away and then abused sympathy for him by lying about every aspect of it to the Washington Post to smear the kids. Yeah, like, I don't believe that. It seems weird. And again, here's what he told the media immediately after. Video shows, number one, no build the wall chant. 2, kids did not block him. He approached the kids and got in the face of that particular kid with his drum. Number 3, he had plenty of room to retreat or leave. And then he cited his dead wife dying of cancer to build sympathy for complete distortion about what happened, which the media willingly ran with. Kids should have behaved better and just walked away. But shouldn't we expect more from an adult than smearing kids to the press? This is one day after the BuzzFeed story, and once again, the whole media ran with a false one-sided narrative instead of waiting for it and getting the facts. New York Times, Washington Post, almost every blue check. This keeps happening, and most of the people in the media refuse to recognize it. Incredible. This is incredible. This is amazing. Update. Since the Washington Post chose to only print the Phillips version of events, which was contradicted by video, here's a statement from one of the students involved, which actually mostly tracks with the video. All right, let me see this statement here. Let's see. Bothering or click on this. Hello, local. Do I have to read all this? How much is this? I don't want it. He says, we did not chant build a wall or mock anything of the like. We did not participate or partake in any physical or verbal abuse. We were then verbally assaulted by 4 or 5 American African American men who called us the F double G word and berated one of our African American students for being friends with us. The truth needs to come out. I pray that you read this and you can speak for us who were silenced by the media. And there's a video of it. Look at that. Yeah, this is a great injustice, he says. You bet it is. This could really, this kind of thing. How are these kids supposed to go anywhere? It's an abuse of the media's power. Others are noticing the evidence is on the kids' side. So here's Dan McLaughlin. Those kids still need a talking to teaching moment, but it is increasingly clear that they don't deserve to become national hate objects. Esoteric Jeff here says, I will say this. I feel like I got spun in a very cynical way by the partial video yesterday. I think the full video presents a very different story. And I think people are so invested in having hate figures to beat up on. Hello, that's me. I'm the hate figure in comics for them to beat up on. Actually, I think I like it though. That they're digging in their heels and refusing to admit that. By the way, did my hello sound a little bit Cecil-esque there? A little hello. I can't do it like other people can. Hello. I don't know. I'm working on it. And there are new accusations because they want to pile on unnecessarily. So now Phillips is inventing more easily disprovable lies about these kids, and the media continues to print them without checking. Unbelievable. The black protesters in question were the ones yelling racist and homophobic slurs at the kids. Here's 2 full hours from those protesters. These guys wanted to engage with the kids and lecture them about their insane racist and homophobic theories. I mean, we literally have video of everything that happened here from multiple angles, and news organizations are still printing this is what they said happened, despite it being contradicted by the video, which they're apparently too lazy to watch. I'm too lazy to watch it too. Let me see. Well, I mean, play. Why is that guy playing the drum right in his face? What? Wow. All right, hold on. This is 9 minutes long. Starts at 4:40 when the main activist starts his anti-gay lecture. All right, let's check that out. All right, so these guys are yelling about gays. He said, "You're proud of sodomy." He's calling them gay. Yeah. All right. All right, let's move 5:40. Your president is a homosexual. And the kids say, "Who cares?" All right. Skip ahead. It says, "In God we trust," but you give, the F word rights. And the kids say, "Whoa." Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, uh, look, if you go to Washington D.C., you will meet all kinds of weirdos. You'll meet all kinds of political weirdos. I go to Washington D.C. every now and then, and when I do, you are going to trip over people who have signs and they're out there shouting, and all of that stuff. That is something that does seem to happen. So it looks like these teenagers were just, I don't know, messing around. This is who Phillips claims the kids were harassing and ganging up on by simply engaging and countering these racist and homophobic activists. I mean, these are pure smears, and the media prints them uncritically. So the kids were just sitting there going, "Whoa, no, no, no." While these people were talking about how, I don't know, gays don't deserve rights, and the president is gay. And he says, there you go. I think he's very fair on this. The kids could have acted a lot better, but they didn't do anything near what they're being accused of in the media and by leftist reactionaries. Beware the mob. Update, here's another video showing how the Native American group confronted the kids, not the other way around. All right, let's see. I hope you guys can see this. We got a bunch of students. Okay. And Native Americans are coming to drum right in these kids' faces. All right. Yeah. You know, where are the adults in this situation? Why are they not stopping? Why are they not taking the kids away? I mean, this looks like it's going to be a problem. The kids are dancing to the drum music. Yeah. Why is this guy doing this? So essentially, the kids didn't go up to him. He went up to the kids. He went like you've got these guys, these activists, these black guys. They're sitting there talking about gays and racism, and you know, not in a good way. They're calling people gay, and they're saying the Bible says that gays shouldn't have rights. And the kids are responding to that the way kids do. They don't believe any of that, so they're boo. They think they're clowns. And then these Native American activists walk right up to them because of their Trump hats and start banging drums in their faces. So this is full unedited video of the MAGA teen and the activist. The facts: the kids were doing school cheers, not bothering anyone. The activist invaded their space. This is all true, looking to antagonize them. That seems to be the case. Leftist activists jeered at and mocked the kids. How is this guy going to now say he was being intimidated when he is the guy that confronted them? Doesn't make any sense. Well, welcome to America 2019. It's current year, and you know, now people are so desperate that they are going to be first of all, the Trump hat, the red hat, is now like a symbol of hate to these people. The Make America Great hat. I was thinking about this the other day. I have one that's autographed by Trump, and it's like it's going in a vault because it's going to be an incredible piece of Americana and an important artifact one day. That hat just it drives people crazy. It makes them think. It literally makes them see red, and they start to, I don't know, project all of their own kind of bigotry onto it. Yeah, it's a sick thing, man. It's a sick thing. I'm not worried at all about, I'm like, you guys know, I'm a Trump supporter. I'm not at all worried about 2020 at this point. I'm not at all worried about it. It's going to be a layup. I don't think America is going to tolerate this. This isn't compelling. These aren't good arguments, and the media has fully exposed itself as biased, as a weapon of the far left. I mean, the extreme far left at this point. I just don't think. I don't think there are enough hateful people in America to win an election. I just don't. To take the presidency. I just don't think so. And I know they see it the other way around, but I think it's clear to most people who's so full of hatred right now. You know. Yeah, I'm seeing 1984, like, and when I say 1984, I mean the 1984 election happening again, repeating itself in 2020 because of this. Help people. Democrats, help people. You know what I mean? Like, figure out ways to make things better. That's why Trump won. He figured out a way. What does "Make America Great" mean again? They said, when was America great? It's not about that. If you want to know when America was great, why don't you ask the people of Michigan and Wisconsin? Why don't you ask those people? Why don't you ask the people of rural Pennsylvania? When was America great? It was when we were working. It was when we were making things. It's when we could feed our families because we're doing work with our hands. It's when our jobs existed here in the United States instead of being shipped overseas. That's when America was great. And those people are the only people who, really understood. I mean, fully understood the message of that red hat. America was great when I got up in the morning and I went to my job, putting cars together in Detroit and making enough money to feed my family. That was when America was great, and it's not great anymore. It's not great anymore. So, that's the thing. That's the thing. And until Democrats come up with a similar message that people can understand, that's actually full of love and not reactionary bile, this kind of thing is just going to continue to happen. And then outshoots of this. This is all, kids being, Star Wars fandom, comic books, all the implosion of these hobbies, as these I don't know, angry leftists worm their way into places of influence where people gather to enjoy themselves and ruin those things. It's all stemmed from this. I don't know where it all ends. But I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to make videos. I'm going to continue to do Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm going to continue to do Cyberfrog, and I'm going to continue to talk to you guys and tell you what I think about things. And it's, I'm a moderate Republican. I'm no extremist. I'm not alt-right. I know garbage white nationalist views when I hear them. I'm not one of those people. And I'm just a regular kind of, I don't know, middle of the road Republican. And I can see things the way that they're going. And I can see that my moderate Republicanism, I'm sorry, a lot of people want me to be more extreme. I'm not. I can't be. You can't make me what I'm not. I just am what I am. But my moderate politics are now extreme compared to my peers. I'm like so far on the other side of them because they've gone so extreme. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, let's see what the chat is saying. JG says the chat is lit. Francis Lancer says I am a nationalist, and that's correct. I mean, the people who are, who feel that way. And by the way, nationalist means something different than white nationalists. I get it. I blew your headphones. Am I too loud? What? All right. Well, I'll talk quieter. I didn't know I was speaking loud. Why is your mic like George's now? Who's George? You guys let me know. Zero Depressive says, Twitter says you're very extreme, EVS. Well, I mean, that's what they say, but compared to them, I guess I am. Oh, I spiked. Okay. That's weird. Yeah. But in any case, no, I mean, this is, this is the thing. People who are saying I'm a nationalist, I'm this, I'm that. I mean, this is the way people react. I mean, it's like when you ask somebody what they are, where their politics are, very few people actually lie about them. They will tell you directly that this is who they are and this is what they believe. My mic peaked briefly. Sorry, I moved my mic away from myself a little bit. Yeah. Okay, thanks guys for letting me know that. All right, let me look at super chats here and I'll just see what's going on if I can. Am I capable of looking? I have to reopen my YouTube channel dashboard. God, it's just so scary, man. We are living through something. I realize that. I'm fully aware that like at this moment in history, this is something. What we're going through this time in America, I don't know where it ends. I don't know if it does end. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know how we fix it as a nation and come together again. I think they're saying, give us our way. Well, we're not going to. It's dangerous. Giving you guys power is dangerous right now. We can't let you do that. But how does it end? Where does it end? I don't know. But this is very much like the 1950s. It's just very much like Cold War paranoia. Only sides have switched around. And I did a lot. I mean, I used to just read tons and tons of books about the Cold War, tons of books about the Red Scare, tons of books about Senator McCarthy. The parallels between what happened then and what is going on right now are just incredible. And people talk about the fear, the climate of fear of the 1950s. When you needed to be kind of conservative and you needed to be America first and all that stuff in order to avoid persecution. Well, it's exactly the opposite now. If you're gung-ho about America, if you're pro-America, if you're if you say something like "Make America Great Again," you're in trouble. I mean, you're going to have people come after you and try to literally destroy your life and make it so that you can't work anymore. I can't tolerate that. That's intolerable. That is not a situation that America should tolerate. Americans, it's not a situation that the French should tolerate, the English. I know I'm speaking to people all over the world. It's just not something that we should allow ourselves to become. Yellow Flash 2 says, whoa, Kimosabi. Mark C says, isn't it illegal to release the names of minors? I don't know. Jay Gatz says, we are the same age, Uncle E. You are Gen X, not a boomer. That's correct. I think boomer just means old and not really with it in terms of technology. The baby boomers, that's my parents' generation. They're in their 60s and 70s. I am 44 years old. But I am, I'm slow to figure things out. I don't, I I don't know. I'm not great at video games and stuff like that. Not the new video games. So I am a boomer. I'm very much a dad. I think dad jokes are funny. I'm very much a husband and father type. But you know, hip to a lot of other things. Phantom Menace or Phantom Evil says fake news, and Brett Favre says CNN just needs more things to talk about since their ratings suck, and Trump keeps dunking on Skeletor, Pelosi, and creepy Chuck Mendelson. Darkman McEdgeface says, Ethan, I just finished the first script of the first issue of my own comic project, 1 of 5. Thank you for the inspiration. Hope to tell you more someday. Well, I mean, keep at it. I wish you success and luck and happiness, and I wish you feel. I hope that you. I don't know if you feel it yet, but I hope that you do feel the feeling that I get when I'm really, really involved in my work, and I feel a little angel on my shoulder, inspiring me and pushing me forward and telling me little, giving me advice, suggestions, inspiration. It's the magical thing when you're really, truly involved with your creative project and you can feel it happening, you feel pure inspiration, and you feel like what you're doing is important and special. And I felt like that many, many times during the course of Cyberfrog Blood Honey. And, I hope that you get to that point too. It's great. Mark C says, I work from DC to Richmond. In my travels, I proudly wear my Cyberfrog t-shirt into every comic shop I go. I've had more than my share of stink eyes. Well, I think that's too bad. I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe not, maybe that if from comic shops, I would assume people, they might be upset. Cyberfrog seems to be leading a revolution of avoiding going the long way around. Actually, the short way around the direct market, but that's just temporary. Phil Devereaux says the media sell intersectionality. People see through it. Thoughts? Yeah, I have to believe that. I think intersectionality is pure garbage. The more I research it, the more I learn about what it is that SJWs believe. And I try to sell it to you guys. I don't sell it to you guys. I try to give it back to you guys. I try to present it to you. This is what I do the opposite of selling intersectionality. This is what they believe. In case you don't know, in case you don't understand, in case you actually are gay or a person of color, in case you actually are disabled or a woman or any of the people that they consider to be victims, in case you're Muslim, if you are any of these things, you need to understand that SJWs see you all as the same. So, I mean, if you're Muslim, you are Muslim. That's who you are. That's everything about you. And you belong in a box with every other Muslim. If you're gay, and that's everything about you. And you belong in a box with every other gay, except if you're gay and you're black, then that makes you extra special. It's a really creepy, racist, sexist, just bigoted way of looking at human beings. And I mean, we're all individuals, each with our own experiences. Some of us have suffered more than others, and some of us have excelled and had a better life and experienced a more privileged upbringing and situation than others. And in this day and age, it does tend to have very little to do with our surface level traits. It really, we really do have to just experience each other as individuals and less as, the simple tribal, sort of paradigm that these left wingers try to sell other people on. It's like, hey, you are black, so you're part of this tribe. You're gay, so you're part of this tribe, and this is your tribe, and you have to care about other people who share those same qualities as you, more so than just other people who you interact with and are your friends. You have loyalty. You should have loyalty to these people. That's intersectionality, and I think it's bullshit, and I think it needs to stop. I think it needs to be exposed and destroyed as fake. Science is a fake social thing. It's no better than Scientology. It is what's that kind of fake science where people determine who you are based on the shape of your skull? Is that phrenology? Social justice is no different than phrenology. It's fake. It's just fake. There's nothing to it. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing worth preserving in it. It's a racist and bigoted philosophy that needs to end. And it isn't going to end before a lot of people get hurt. Because it's just it's a religious, I don't know, there's this fervor attached to it. Makes people feel like they're good people. And part of feeling like a good person is spending your time making other people feel terrible about themselves. And that's how you know that you are involved in an evil philosophy. Yeah. Low res voice says headology. I think I found the word. I think I found phrenology. I think that's what I was looking for. But yeah, so be kind to people. Look at people. Try to find out who people are. And it'd be great if we got to a point where people just actually tried to get to know each other as individuals and not as groups, not as oppressed classes and groups. If we could just get rid of that. And we've had to try to get rid of that so many times over the course of human history, and it just keeps recurring. It's no less evil now. Just because the guys preaching it have soy beards and wear problem spectacles, it's no less evil now. It's just as evil as it ever was. England DG says cars are a construction of the white male patriarchy. Yeah, if you want to look at it that way, it's also called Western civilization. White male patriarchy is also known as Western Civ, and women have contributed to it as well. But yeah, people of color have contributed to Western civilization. LGBTQ plus have contributed to Western Civ. It's a great thing. It's what we have going on over here is pretty neat. David Sutherland and cars are pretty great too. David Sutherland says donation for a Rose Tico mic. A Rose Tico mic. A mic. Is that for? Do you mean a comic? I'm looking at. I'm like, is there a Rose Tico microphone, or do you mean the Rose Tico comic book that I just saw? Somebody sent me a picture of Rose Tico in a comic book, and it looked pretty great to me. She had a wrench in her hand, and she was running. Gojirify says, if you couldn't hear your heart, who would you call? A doctor or an audiologist? I would call if I couldn't hear my heart. How often do I need to hear my heart? I would call a comic book artist. Chris Evans says, any chance of, by the way, thanks for $10. Any chance of getting Crystal McGee on Comicsgate Live to talk about her book, The Good Night, sometime for a little bit? I think her book is worth checking out. Yeah, people need to actually come to me and introduce themselves to me. Yeah, Crystal McGee sounds cool, and let me look at her. Let me see like what her book's about, and then sure, if she's interested, absolutely. Osiris says, Ethan, do you really like Rose Tico, or is this all a big joke? Rose Tico is one of the worst characters I've ever experienced in a movie. She's a terrible character. And unless J.J. Abrams has plans to make Rose Tico turn evil in the next movie, I don't understand what she was about. She's misguided. She's ugly. The character's ugly. But she represents social justice. They put her in the movie. They were proud of her being in the movie because she's Asian, as though there are no sci-fi movies that star Asians. I think most sci-fi movies star Asians, weirdos. But Rose Tico is in there, and they did a bad job. They created an awful character, and it was so awful. And the pride that SJWs took in their awful creation. Initially, I reacted out of revulsion. But then, first of all, I saw what Kelly Marie Tran actually looked like, and she's gorgeous and sweet and funny. I read some interviews with her. She's a great girl. And then also just the idea of being a Rose Tico fan, I think, just to own the libs, liking Rose Tico to own the libs. I thought it was funny. And yeah, I actually do feel some fondness and affection for Rose Tico now. I can't explain it. I can't explain that. Rob Patriot says Pacific Rim had a lovely Asian woman. Also, when will you get a P.O. box? Yeah, I got to get a P.O. box. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. It's just, I'm always so busy. I'm just busy. And then, it's like I get up in the morning and I start working. And then before you know it, it's 5 p.m. And it's just like, well, I can't go to the post office. It's closed. But I do actually have to, get out there and get going. Get that get that PO box open so you guys can send me some letters. David Sutherland says Rose Tico has to be a Sith Lord, pure evil. I would like that. And the post office is closed tomorrow because it's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Yeah, you know, I wonder if they're picking up the garbage though, because tomorrow's trash day too, and I don't know if I have to if I have to take the cans out to the curb or not. Did they do that? Is there garbage collection on Martin Luther King birthday, or like what's? Let me look that up real quick. I don't want to go out there. It's freezing cold. It's like 19 degrees out there. Crazy. EVS, Lycan 645 says, EVS, imagine if you got to interview Kelly Marie Tran about being Tico. LOL. I would love to interview her. I would have her on the channel. We would definitely talk about, you know, what her experiences were like working with SJW Star Wars. And then let's find out more about being Rose Tico and then the reaction. Because Rose Tico is one of the most hated characters in the world. I mean, just ever. Rose Tico is despised. Which is also another reason why I feel protective of her. I can't, again, none of this makes sense. So, you know, yeah, like trying to figure out if I'm being serious or if I'm just like having a laugh. Mostly serious, but also I think it's funny, you know. Okay, holiday trash collection schedule. Let's just check, guys. No garbage. I don't have to take out the garbage until tomorrow. I like it. John Whalen says, how many hot dogs do you have with your eggs in the morning? 8. 0. I'm eating pure. I don't even put salt and pepper in my eggs. People are laughing. They're saying 19 degrees. Yeah, Edwin, you're in Hawaii. I know. It sucks so bad, dude. You go outside and it's just instant pain. Your skin is just burning, you know, with the cold air. Absolutely crazy. Scotty Richard Studio says, can I beat a drum in your face while dressed as Elmo and singing the Butter song? Well, you know, why should, you know, yeah. Why should tomorrow be unlike any other day? Why not? I'm used to that. Yeah. Miss Tran is a cutie pie in real life, says Bovine D. Herder. In The Last Jedi, they made her frumpy and cringy. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. All right, you want to get some comic skaters in here and let's see what people have to say. Let me just say this. I'm thoroughly disgusted by the MAGA kids situation. I'm not surprised by it at all. I find these people to be, the media to be absolutely reprehensible and sad. And I'm afraid. I'm actually afraid for the country. I'm afraid for the future of the country at this point. I mean, officially afraid. I just don't think that, I don't know where we go from here. How do we fix this? I don't like these people. Like, I really don't like SJWs, and I don't think I want to like them. I don't want to change my mind about them. Yeah. Jake Tapper from CNN is now saying video footage strongly contradicts Native American veteran Nathan Phillips' claim that Covington Catholic high school boys harassed him. The media got this one completely wrong. All right. And Jack Morrissey is the weirdo. Let me show you this tweet here. This is just, I mean, I don't know. This is beyond reprehensible. What do you say about this? Why is everyone mentally ill? Like, what is this? Rusty James, thanks for $1. Appreciate it. What is this? You know, like MAGA kids go screaming hats first into the wood chipper. What in God's holy name is the matter with you? You goofy weirdo. You freak. And who are the 10 likes? Who are the 22 people who retweeted this? Unless they retweeted it to scorn you and to bring you shame. Who are the people who retweeted this? But who are the 10 people who liked it? You want to throw children into a wood chipper because they're wearing MAGA hats? What in God's holy name is the matter with you, Jack Morrissey? And who are you? Who is Jack Morrissey? Let me see this here. Jack Morrissey. Oh, look, there's already a hashtag for him. It's a hashtag for him. Jack Morrissey protected his tweets after suggesting a teenager be put in the wood chipper over lies Jack Morrissey hatefully believed. Maybe an apology would be more effective than pussing out, Jack. Now you should delete your account. Yeah, okay, well, that's good. Who is he? He's a check mark. He doesn't have that many followers, so he's not that important. Does he work for Disney? Why are people referencing Disney with him? At Disney. Who is he? Do you guys know? Yeah. He does sound like a real jerk. Dox him. He's a public figure. He's the director of Disney's Beauty and the Beast, says Data Racer 117. Whew. That's awful. That is really, really awful. What do you do? We're completely surrounded by these monsters. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? What do you do when you're surrounded by degenerates like this? Scumbags. Wow. All right, let me see what's being said here. Gojirify says, I've been ordered to send the super chat for Cecil to apologize. Oh, that's about the hot. Yeah. All right. Psychotic Cognition 100 says, hey, Uncle Ethan, have you been keeping up with the Andy Tonka drama? And if you have, thoughts on the most recent developments? I'm kind of stuck in a spot here when it comes to this situation because I have no personal animus towards anyone involved, and everyone involved has been very kind to me. So you know, I don't want to. I watched Medicre's video today about it, and I just went, oh man, well he deserves that, I guess. He deserves that. I don't know him that well. I just know that he would have me on his show. We'd have a couple of nice talks. I like Andy Warsky. I think he was nice to me once. I just, when people are kind, at this point I find kindness to be such a rare thing in society that I don't want to turn around and put a knife in anyone's back. I just don't want to do that. So my thing about it is let those guys deal with it. I'm not turning against anyone. I kind of want to stay cool with everyone if possible. That's the thing. Yeah. I see the chat. I see what you guys are saying. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, look, what's happening to Tonka now is he probably deserves it, and so that's the worst I'll say, and that's fine. Cruder Quotient says Rob Liefeld is defending the kids on Twitter. Yeah, I did see that. I think that's going to change. I think that people are. I think people are going to turn around, and I guess they're going to come out for the kids now that this is known. And everybody that started all of this hate is going to be shamed. They have to be. You can't stay on the side of throwing children in a wood chipper. You can't stay on that side, especially when the truth has been exposed. These people are going to have to apologize. $5 message retracted. Okay. Yeah. Never Cold says, we cool EVS? Yeah, as far as I know. Voodoo Magic says, we get it, Ethan. It's okay. You don't got to rag on anyone. You can be nice. Yeah, I don't want to rag on anyone, especially when someone's having a bad day. I kind of don't believe in, I don't know. I don't want to join a mob. But, yeah. All I can say about it is, but, yeah. C. Brav says, has CNN pulled the tweet pushing the false narrative with the MAGA kids? I don't know. Listen, guys, I'm just discovering all this. I learned about this today. Nuclear Sandwich says that kid's parents in the video have gotten death threats. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that is exactly what is when death threats come, it's because of this kind of extremism. These people lie and they say that, Comicsgate's harassing me and I received death threats. Oh my God, show the death threats. Show me the death threats. I got a death threat today from some weirdo. I got two. I got a bunch of weirdos saying Caesar dies. Caesar will die. Hi, Cecil.
Hello.
Good to have you here. Hey, Cecil.
Yes.
Congratulations on the situation with Comic Book Hut.
Yes.
People are asking that you apologize to him.
Never.
No, not to him. To
Dr. Lim.
To Tim Lim.
Dr. Lim.
Dr. Lim. You're not going to apologize?
Never.
Never. I don't blame you.
I'm a hut slayer, but I'd rather be a butt slayer.
Somebody's got to draw you in that Princess Leia outfit at this point.
If
Hut
only I knew
Slayer.
somebody who could draw.
I'm not doing it. I'm too busy. I got too much to do. Otherwise, I completely would. It's so funny.
I wouldn't even ask you to.
It is so funny. So Cecil here, by the way, for people who don't know, Cecil is my co-writer on the upcoming Rainbow Brute. And we're gonna start. We're gonna get with that pretty soon. Well, I'm gonna finish Cyber first, but we should have a conversation about it anyway. Because the thing about it is with any project like this, the thinking time, the time when inspiration needs to strike, should be as long and drawn out as possible. So, you need like 2 or 3 months to just, be sitting there in the shower and thinking, oh, whoa, wouldn't that be cool if Rainbow Brute was in the shower with me? No, probably not that, but something like that. You need to have time for good ideas to strike you. And Cecil is a genius. He is a genius. So I want to give him the time to do that. Is that all right with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we get on the phone and start plotting this stuff out. You want to get on the phone, or how do we do it?
Yeah. Give me a number. What is it? I got a pen.
It's 704.
Gotcha.
Okay. What is that what happened with you and Narkish? Did you guys get on the phone?
No, we always spoke in Google Hangouts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We could do that too, but I'd rather give him
I'll give you my number. I'll DM it to you. You can call me tomorrow if you want.
All right, cool. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Monday. All right, yeah. Cecil, there is currently a meme going around about me. What is it called? The Death of Caesar. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay. There are some eccentric individuals. Some exceptional human.
Was that Adam?
Yeah.
Okay.
And people connected to him, who are saying even Caesar dies or something like this.
Yeah.
What exactly is going on? Is my life in danger?
No.
In your opinion?
No, I think I'm kind of taking pity on the Adam guy. I think he's got some severe issues, but is mostly harmless. He lives in a delusional world.
Is that what it is?
I'm getting that vibe pretty heavy.
Yeah, wow. Thank you, Brett Favre. $50, some cash for drawing tools and bourbon when you guys start Rainbow Brute. 7 figures biatch. Well, we'll see about that. Thank you so much, Brett. Appreciate that. It's nice of you.
Yeah, I was gonna engage him and start fucking with him, but then I kind of pulled back and I was like, I think this guy's a little bit untouchable. There's no way to win with him because if you beat him up, you just kind of beat up a deranged person. So
yeah,
best to just be like, okay, Adam, I got you. There's something off there that's where I wouldn't be afraid of. I'm not afraid of it. Mostly because he doesn't know who I am.
You don't think he knows who you are?
No, he probably does actually. No, I'm not afraid of him. I think he's kind of one of those people that's kind of lost in a fantasy world of online and you know what I mean? I think he's got more. I don't think he's playing with a full deck. Let's put it that way.
Do you think people like that are more dangerous or less dangerous than normal people?
You never know, but my vibe is that guy is less dangerous. I think he's harmless. I could be totally wrong, 2 weeks I could be in the trunk of his car. So, but but no, my first impression is not dangerous. Just just out there.
Okay. All right. That's probably that is you are a sane person. People don't realize this about Cecil, but Cecil actually is sane. You know what I mean? Like, you're normal. Isn't that weird?
Take that, Dad.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, the rest of the world is kind of nuts, but I kind of trust your judgment more than I trust other people's judgment about things.
Oh, wow.
When are the Ides of March? Is that the 11th of March?
Yep.
So is that when I'm going to be assassinated?
I think you can make it. Might not be this year.
Oh, maybe another year.
Yeah.
Just let me get Rainbow Brute out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I totally know what you mean.
I just want to get Rainbow Brute out. Then go ahead. And whack me out, you weirdos.
Yeah, once all the checks clear, do what you want with them.
15th of 15th of March. Yeah, just make sure Cecil gets paid. 15th of March is the Ides of March. And then Low Res Boy says, "Oh, come on, guys, this is dark." Well, how do you think I feel? I got all these weirdos who are saying crazy things like even Caesar, like Comicsgate must fall, Comicsgate must die because Caesar is blah, blah. Guys are nuts. Everyone's crazy out there. All I can do is chuckle. All I can do is smuckle. All right, let me read some of these super chats, by the way. Lycan645 says, "Thing is, if you did interview Kelly, SJWs everywhere would completely disavow her. It's sad." I wonder if that's the case. I wonder if, if I were to interview an SJW icon, if that would mean they were done, like they were officially radioactive. What do you think?
I don't know. Antonio Bryson interviewed Ann Nesenti this week, and Antonio is firmly Comicsgate. I wonder if she got any pushback. But yeah,
Anna Senti is so far removed from the world of comics. Like she writes for High Times magazine. She lives way up in the Northeast, and I can't imagine she knows even what Comicsgate is or cares. So
yeah, everybody was nice to her, so I'm sure people are now, concerned, calling her like, "Oh, I don't know if you know how hateful those people are," but she now already has the opinion of, "No, they're not."
of course. And the Senti's awesome, by the way, and a sweetheart. And she's a lefty and everything. And this is the thing. It's like you need to continue to distinguish for people the difference between kind, good liberals and left wingers, and then crazy SJWs. That is the thing. And the Senti, liberal, anti-gun, I don't know, all this stuff. But I like her. I liked working with her. I thought she was pretty cool. It was fun. I mean, it was 15 years ago, but I still remember it fondly.
Well, to answer your question as to whether if you interviewed Rose Tico, would she become? Yeah, in a way, yes. It kind of happened to Kevin Hart. He was asked to disavow Trump, and he just said, "No, I don't want to really. I don't want to get political," and they went after him.
Yeah.
The whole reason he was taken down was not because of the homophobic tweets, which were not nice, but that wasn't why he was taken down. Because if you go through, Sarah Silverman, she says just as bad stuff, just as homophobic stuff, and what's the chick? Chelsea Handler says the same. But he didn't play ball. His answer was supposed to be "fuck Trump," and he didn't. So he had to be publicly spanked. That's what.
And he's still going through it, isn't he? I mean, did he apologized once or twice, and that
apologized, but he's not doing the Oscars. He did have an attitude of, go fuck yourself to them. And there's no post for the Oscars this year. And I think he's going to roll right by and just keep making millions. And his movie was number 2 this weekend, but a very strong number 2.
Yeah, that's sad. It's a shame. That's the way it is, though. I think people do need to just kind of.
No, I was saying, listen, I'm on the left, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the politics and fucking everything, and I hate that it's my side that's doing it. It's like you just want to be free from it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. All right, so Danny Agent says a lot of comic pros were organizing hate mobs against MAGA kids on Twitter, including Gail, Bill, and many others.
Oh, and Patton Oswalt was saying how punchable the kid's face is.
Jesus.
This guy's talking about punching teenagers in the face. Guy who got married before his the corpse of his first wife was room temperature.
Punching.
Fuck that guy.
Dude, all of these people are horrible. They're just so full of hate. I mean, they're just so filled with just utter hatred.
And I pointed it out to Gail Simone today because she put out some crazy shit about them getting punched in the face or something. And I said, Gail, if the story looks like, I said, I'm a lefty too, but the story looks like it's being debunked. Maybe you should pull back. And she blocked me. And that's all I said, really.
Yeah.
And she blocked me for it.
Well, it's funny. I found all these people are connected. I need to make a list. It's like, not a list. No, they're all connected. Like the size of SJW anti-Comicsgate is numerable. I mean, it's something that you can put a number to. It's not that great. It's not that many people, but it's the same cult, and there may be 20 of them, and they're all together all the time. It's like if you look at something Gail tweets, you'll see like the same people retweeting it over and over and over again on Twitter. They are, you can actually pin them down and say these are the people. These are the people within the comic book industry that are SJWs, that have an anti-Comicsgate voice. And everybody else might feel the way that they feel, but they don't feel about it that that strongly because they're able to continue to work and not talk about it. But there are about 20 of them.
Yeah, what you need to do is get a cork board and push pins, and then and what you want to get is some different color yarn.
The yarn, and then connect them. Yeah.
Right. Red would be the strongest connection, and then different lighter colors for lighter connections. But
yes.
Take a picture of that, please.
And work out the conspiracy, and do a video about it. Just be like, this is, as you can see, this is, it's just interesting. It's like, you can kind of pin down who exactly is doing this, like who's behind this. And, for these people, of course, it's the same people, of course it is, that want to hurt those kids. And it's just, guys, you got to get over it. We got 5 more years of this, Cecil. We got 5 more years of this.
Maybe 2.
No, Trump's going to get reelected in a landslide. In a landslide. And I don't even know. I was thinking, like, what happens when Democrats regain power again? Like, what are these people going to be like? That's just, ugh. Blech. Maybe they won't. Maybe it'll be more than that. Maybe it'll be 11 years. No, not 11 years. 5 plus 4, Cecil. What's that?
That's 9.
9 years. Maybe it'll be 9 years. Maybe we'll get a Reagan kind of situation.
Well, maybe by that time, that girl Alexandria Cortez will be eligible to run for president. Straight.
They love her. They love her.
Will she be ready? And will she be 40 in 9 years? I think so.
Really? Yeah, it's possible. I think her career would be over before then, though. She's a flash in the pan. I'm fairly sure. I think she's basically another kind of Sarah Palin type, where at first she's charming, and then like the stupidity is going to be undeniable.
I love stupid chicks though, and she looks great in a skirt.
It's all true. It's all true. No, I think again, the only way Democrats could beat Trump in 2020 is with Michelle Obama.
I agree. I think she could win.
Yeah, Michelle would win.
She might be my only person that could beat him.
What about Oprah Winfrey?
Oprah Winfrey is not fucking going to do that ever. Why would she?
She might.
She is living such a good life to go deal with people screaming to want to kill her and blah blah blah. We hate you. She's like, fuck this shit. What are you, bananas? Even Trump was. Even think about it. Trump was bananas to get involved with.
You have to be a little bit nutty, but no. But then again, look at the end result. Like, this is the thing. Andrew and I always talk about this. She's like, you're probably one of the few people who actually kind of knows what Trump feels like. And it's like, yeah. I mean, the horrible treatment by these weirdos. Being in a nice place where you're, I don't know, things are kind of, you're more powerful than you were before, and you have more money and everything's kind of going better. But you're tortured every day by lunatics. And it tends to follow the abuse that I get tends to follow the abuse that Trump gets. Like, when, for some reason, it always lines up that way. When he kind of is in real trouble, I kind of get in trouble. But listen, Oprah Winfrey, here's the thing about Trump. When he's done, when he's free from duty, when the helicopter takes him away from the White House, his picture is going to be on the, he's one of the presidents forever. Like, that's a permanent thing. Like, they're going to be studying him in history books. You can't ask for, that's the gift that keeps on giving. That's something that very few people, even the richest people on earth, can buy. And it is permanence. It's permanence. 200 years from now, should America still be here, they will still be talking about Donald Trump, whereas he would certainly not be discussed 200 years from now in any other case. Now, is that the kind of thing that Oprah Winfrey wants for herself? I'll bet you yes. What do you get for the woman who has everything? You're going to get beat up, you're going to get tortured, you're going to endure some abuse, but
but it's work. He's working. She could sit on her fat ass and eat and have fun all day. Who wants to leave that?
Well, so could he. I mean, he could have done that.
Yeah,
But
I
I
know.
mean,
What I'm saying is, I don't think she's going to give that up. I wouldn't.
I
Careless,
would.
you'll remember me in 200 years.
What is life for? Honestly, what is life for? If you're able to become, yeah, I mean, Iconic Blood 666 says immortality. Exactly. If you're able, if you have everything else in the world, and the only thing that you can get is just the idea of living forever and being discussed in the history books, being a part of the
Right.
story of America.
I'm sure that's a big part of for him, for his ego. He needed that.
Yeah.
And fine, he did it. But I don't think
You don't see Oprah doing that.
no, it's because at the end of the day, her comfort zone is going to be extremely violated. Like the lifestyle she has now of doing whatever the fuck she pleases and being treated like basically royalty wherever the hell she goes is going to go to half the country calling her a fucking bitch every other day. So why? Why does she need it? So that in 200 years, some kid could see her picture in a book?
Oh,
Kid,
it's not like that. It's bigger than you're one of the
I
presidents of the United States.
but also I don't think I don't want to say sexist, but I wonder if she has. I know Hillary definitely had that. What you're talking about, I
Yeah.
don't know if she has that. You know what I mean? That desire to be remembered and never forgotten and etched in stone. And
Oh, I think she does have that. I think she has that in spades. That is an ambitious woman. That is a powerful, ambitious woman.
but there's plenty of powerful, ambitious people who have never sought office. They saw it as a pain in the ass.
For first woman, first female president, and she's black. Are you kidding me? Like dude, it's low hanging fruit. Like she could get that for herself. It's big, man. I don't know. I wouldn't, if I were her, I would consider it. I'd be like, look, I'm going to be insulated from a lot. I don't care. Oprah probably sees everything, everything except for her as the little people. She's so insulated. She's so powerful. She's got so much control. She's going to be able to dominate and manipulate the media because she's a Democrat. I would say if I were her, I would go for it.
Who do
Now
you
I can
think? Who do you think would have an easier time beating Trump, Oprah or Michelle Obama?
Michelle Obama's a shoo-in. If she runs, she wins.
She would win in a heartbeat. It wouldn't even be close.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
People are saying let it go. They don't think that it would work. I'm just saying. Here's the thing. Celebrity. The truth about the presidency is, I think it's whoever's the most popular, interesting, funny, best looking. I mean, it really does come down to those things because you've got 40% who are always going to vote Republican, 40% who are always going to vote Democrat. So it's the people who are just like, I don't know who's going to hit me the right way. It's like that is those are superficial things for the most part. Those are superficial qualities. Like, well, I hate Hillary, so I guess I'm going to vote for Trump. I'm going to vote against Hillary for Trump. Now, if you look at every single president, it seems like it's always been that way. It's always been whoever is more engaging or better looking or funnier who wins. Look at Kennedy Nixon, for God's sake. And then you've got, Nixon Humphreys. It's like, give me a break. Nixon's like the only person who is less engaging than Richard Nixon is Hubert Humphreys. It's like all down the road, you just look at this, like it's always Reagan versus Carter. Come on. It's always the better man that wins. Trump was just way better than Hillary, just as a for fun.
she wasn't a great candidate.
No, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm excited about this year. This year is when it all starts. This year is when the primaries begin, right?
Well, yeah, they haven't picked anyone yet. People are talking about that Beto O'Rourke guy, but
I don't get him. I don't understand the appeal of that dude.
yeah, I think that might collapse under its own weight. That campaign, it's a lot of hype without any. I don't know. What has he done?
Not a lot. He's just. I think they call him the White Obama. Listen, Tim Doyle, was campaigning hard for him in Austin. He
Oh,
was making free posters. So I was like, I loved seeing him lose just because of that reason. I love seeing that dude lose. Is he going to run for president? I'll bet he does. I'll bet he runs for running for president. I think it might be Elizabeth Warren, honestly.
she's got no chance.
I know.
Zero. I think they're going to go to tried and true. They're going to do something like Joe Biden with Beto O'Rourke as his running mate. And
that sounds good. That sounds like a good ticket.
That's what they're going to do.
Joe Biden, huh?
But he's another guy that may be like, hey, he's out. That's the other thing. Like what I was saying about Oprah is she hasn't had to work in over a decade. Like to come back to work and a hard job this late in life, like there's not a lot of people who want to do that.
Wait, who?
Oprah.
Oprah.
What has she done? She's been just on basically a full-time vacation for the last time. She's a billionaire with no real job. She's not, her production company's not doing anything. She's just in retirement. Like not to go into the White House and have to deal with all that horse shit.
Yeah.
She's having a good time.
I don't know, dude. I think at some point you've got to just be like, I'm bored. What else can I conquer? I've conquered everything. What else can I conquer? That's what drove Trump.
I want to be Oprah. I want to be her next Stedman.
Poor Stedman. It's a vow of celibacy. Oh my God.
I'd climb that mountain every day to hang out with her on her yacht.
Yeah, right.
She's got a nice boat. I like boats.
Yeah. Liam Gray says Cecil the Hut Slayer. Everyone likes you as the Hut Slayer.
Yeah, I had fun. He was a little bit nutty, that guy.
Yeah.
What's he coming after me for?
I don't understand these people. I really don't. I extend a hand and it gets slapped away. I really like, my thing was, here was my idea. Who am I? But I was just looking at YouTubers and I was seeing new YouTube accounts, new voices, and they just seem like young voices who had a lot of energy. I think one of my favorites out of all of them is Sweetcast. This guy Clint.
Yeah,
I think he's really, really good. He's sharp. He's got a good voice for radio, and a lot of good ideas. And it's like, you've got Clint, you've got Comic Book Girl Ava. She's great. You've got Gateway into Comics, and so many others that I'm just like, Nathan Brendan Masters. I like their channels. I watch their videos, and so I wanted to give them a push. Like, all right, well, I've got this many subscribers. Let me get you on here. Let me, the Comicsgate needs to continue to develop new ideas and new philosophies, and it can't just be the same people over and over again. It has to be fresh, young voices. So I gave these guys a chance. Now, I found Comic Book Hut because I thought his channel was amusing at first, and then I was like listening to I was trying to watch his videos. I had the bell rung, so I get alerted to his videos, and he always had great titles, and he never got around to the point. Like I learned early on that you cannot waffle at all in your YouTube videos. If you say, hey, this video is about, the title of the video, Mark Hamill, denounces Kathleen Kennedy. If that's the title of your video, you need to get to it right away, because people are going to click on that and say, give me the info. You got to give me as much as you can in the first 10 seconds so I don't click away. And so you've got to immediately just get to the point. And if you can hook them with the first 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, they might stay for the whole 10-minute video. That's YouTube. That's the YouTube game. So this guy just I don't think I ever got to any of his subjects. Like he would have an interesting title, why Comicsgate needs blah blah blah, and I would click on it and I'd be like, all right, well let me hear what Hut has to say, and he would be talking about commissions he was working on for the first 5 minutes of his video, and he would never get around to. And I just clicked away from his videos all the time, and I'm like, I might have been wrong about this guy. I might have actually been wrong about him. And so I had him on my channel a couple of times for live streams. He never said a word, but his microphone kept acting funny. Like, here's the thing. When I'm trying to have a conversation and I'm in a train of thought and I'm speaking to 1,294 people, they're listening to what I have to say, so I have to keep a clear train of thought. You know this because you live stream too.
Yeah.
You have to keep talking. And when somebody's microphone is going over there while I'm trying to talk, it is tremendously disturbing, not only to me, but to the 1,300 people who are trying to watch the show and pick up on what we're trying to say. So, not only that, I'd be like, I'd have to stop. Whose microphone is making that kind of noise? Whose microphone? Well, it's clear whose microphone is making that kind of noise because his avatar pops up on the screen every time. So I'm like, fix that. You literally have 30 seconds to fix it, or I have to boot you. You're becoming a distraction. It's like we're trying to put on a show here for a large banquet hall worth of people. I mean, 1,300 people is a big. Think about a room full of 1,300 people.
Yeah.
That's a huge room of people. So those are the people who are taking the time out to listen to what I have to say, and you're being disruptive. So you've got to go. And this happened to him 2, if not 3 times that he did this. And I had to boot him before he even said a word. And I do believe that is why he started to get angry with me. I think that's why he started to, where's Cyberfrog? Where's Cyberfrog, Ethan? Mark, you're doing live streams instead of drawing Cyberfrog. You twat. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me. He's like, I'm giving him till March 1st. You don't give me deadlines. You can have your money back or you can be patient. But don't think for 1 minute that like you can sit there and tell me when I need to get something done. This book is way too important for you to boss me around. It needs to be done as quickly as possible, as best as possible. And some fucking twat on the internet is not going to tell me to pick up the pace. I've got 12,000 people who have invested in this comic book and need it to succeed. It needs to be successful. It needs to be amazing. It needs to be spectacular. So I'm like, when I hear his videos talking like that, I would be furious. I'd be like, I got some dude on here who's giving me a deadline.
I don't know if it's because of
ask for your money back. That's sure what you can have.
He's also super mad at Zach.
Yeah, telling Zach too. Zach's got until January 31st. Ethan has till March 1st. You can have your money back. Hit me up for your money back. But if you think you're going to push me around when I'm creating my masterpiece, no, you're not going to. It's not. That's not what this is about. This isn't about putting out like flying sparks and then saying, "See, I did it." Who cares? Nobody cared. It came and went. Didn't mean anything. Congratulations for putting out another comic book. We have plenty of comic books. There's a glut of comic books. There's a glut of terrible comics out there.
Yeah, they're at Ollie's.
Yeah, we don't need more terrible comics. We need fewer comics that are superior to the comics that are coming out now. That's what we need. So, I mean, it's absolutely infuriating when people try to rush me on Cyberfrog. You will not rush me. I show you pages every time something gets done. I let people see. But you have a choice, patience or your money back, because this book needs to be great. If it's not great, you know what's waiting for us. You know what's waiting for Comicsgate. If Cyberfrog comes out and it's not excellent, you know what's waiting.
Yeah.
I'd rather be called slow than poor in quality. Okay, so wow, that was cathartic. Thanks, Cecil.
No problem.
All right, so Jay Gadd says, look at Pike Place Techie on Twitter. Why? What's that about? I'll look at it later. Jake Foley says the matching profile icons are brilliant. Isn't that cool? It goes back and forth from me to Cecil. Let's see. Mark C says, saw Cecil's reflection on his stream. I think he looks like a rounder head Dan DiDio with hair.
Yeah, somebody sent me a Dan DiDio picture. I do have certain. There's definitely a similarity between us. I look, younger and with hair, but I could see myself turning into that.
Yeah, you surprised me. I mean, in a way, like when I saw your face. Hold on, I have to scratch my back. I have a back scratcher here. When I saw your face, I was like, Cecil looks exactly like he should look based on his voice, but not at all what I expected, because I'm expecting you to look like your cartoon avatar. So, but when I saw your face, I was like, yeah. Cecil looks like a normal human being. He's not funny looking. disappointing.
Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there something you could do about it? I mean,
I don't know. I ask my mom for a bigger nose, but there's nothing she could
my mom had no problem.
do.
Let's see. Brett Bob says, Cecil, if you directed Ghostbusters 3, would Gozer take the form of a 100-foot sloth from Goonies?
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, Goonies thoughts, but who would think of that? I would love to. You never saw Goonies, right?
No, I never watched it all the way through.
Well, there's a part where I went on a drunken rant one night for I don't know a couple hours because at the end of Goonies, they during the course of the movie they free a giant the guy played by a professional football player heavily deformed makeup on. They free him and he has super strength and he helps the Goonies. And at the end of the movie, this disfigured monster is out there, and one of the little kid goes, "You could live with us now." And I said, "Oh, you got to really run that by mom and dad before you." I said, the next day in that house is going to be a bloodbath. That guy Sloth is going to slaughter that whole family because he has severe psychological damage. He was kept on a chain for years in a cage. And this kid, you can't just, he's got to be slowly brought into society, not just brought over that kid's house. And I just said that was going to end in disaster. But
I gotta watch it. The chat's going nuts right now, Cecil. They're mad that I hadn't seen Goonies all the way through. Here's the thing, like in the 80s, I was raised Mormon.
Hard to watch. As a kid, now I watch it, I still see it through the kid's eyes that I saw it as a young,
Yeah.
You watching it in your 40s are going to be like, this is horseshit.
Yeah, probably. But you know what? Lost Boys I liked. I didn't see Lost Boys until recently, like within the last 10 years.
Lost Boys is better than Goonies, though.
Yeah.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, hey, how you doing, Yellow Flash?
I was going to go to bed, but I changed the title of a video, and it freaking demonetized it. So I had to get up and turn my computer on and re-upload it. You ever had that problem?
I get demonetized whenever I get political.
It's not even that bad of a video, but I just wanted to change the title. It's like, because I'm going to release it in the morning, and it's like, change the yellow. It's like, are you kidding me? It's not even that bad.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, my like I was telling people, my Trump, Leslie Jones video got demonetized. And I mean, it couldn't be. I'm careful. I watch my language. I try to put out good quality content that's honest and fair. But, just I think Leslie Jones and Trump in the title.
See, I put Trump in the thumbnail and didn't put it in because I did 2 Ghostbusters videos. The first one did get demonetized, but they gave it back to me, which, kills the view. Like they suppress the views when it's not suitable. So it didn't really get as high views as I would have liked. And then the Leslie Jones one, that stayed clear. So that one was good.
They do suppress those views, don't they? I swear to God, I have my Social Blade subscriber count live stream up on one of my iPads at all times. And ever since I started
you drive yourself crazy doing it.
Well, usually it's a nice upward slope, it's like at a nice 30 degree angle going upwards. But I swear to God, it looks like a childhood drawing of a cityscape right now. It is just up and down buildings, because the Leslie Jones Ghostbuster thing, I know they're effing with me. And then also my Gillette video, SJW Gillette destroys itself with viciously stupid anti-male advertisement, demonetized. And I asked them to check it, and they said no, confirmed, not suitable for advertising.
I had some asshole try to claim mine, but I got it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I used when I was going over the video, it was British Good Morning Tonight or something.
Yeah,
one of those like morning shows, but it was like Britain, and it was like the anchor person for 1 second. It's like, you kidding me? You don't get to take this. That's
fair use. I'm careful about fair use. I'll tell you that at this point. But I think Andrea goes, Gillette probably advertises with YouTube. So I mean, it's like maybe putting Gillette destroys itself in the title.
Yeah, no, Procter and Gamble probably does tons of advertising on YouTube, and they're like, fuck this shit, we're not pissing them off.
Yeah. So that's fair enough, I guess.
I really want to come in because I heard you guys were talking about Comic Hut too.
Yeah, okay.
Cecil the Hut Slayer.
Cecil did a good thing. I mean, my thing about Comic Hut was these guys, they're weirdos who are out to get Comicsgate all the time. And when it comes from inside, it's so depressing. It's just like,
Oh, you were starting to buddy up with John Del Rose and them. I mean, as soon as I see that, they're lost.
yeah, immediately, and like he destroys them. Like it's like,
Yeah.
let me whisper in your ear. Let me whisper some poison in your ear. Basically, you've caught the attention of some bigger comic skaters on YouTube, and they're going to help you out. Well, let me whisper some poison in your ear that's going to destroy all that for you. And that's what happens. Like Hut only needed to fix his microphone, and he would have been a regular on the live streams. It's like Gateway comes in, Sweetcast, Ava comes in. Nathan Brendan Masters comes in now. They're all newbies and they're all welcome on so it's really going to help their channels. But no, he decided to go the other way. And let me just ask you guys out there, some of you who are on the fence about this, are you witnessing the wild success of anyone out there who's done this? Are you following the trail, the career paths of those who decided to turn on Comicsgate and decide blah blah blah, blame war campaign and all? Are you following their careers? Is anyone succeeding wildly? Where's Nurkish? Where are these guys at this point? They're over with. They're done for. They don't exist. I mean, it's like they chose a side. They chose to kind of come out against Comicsgate, come out against me, come out against Mike Miller. These guys, they're not succeeding wildly. I don't know why you would want to join them. I don't know why you'd want to join them. Their concerns are lies. They spread lies. And they're embittered, I mean, just over the dumbest shit.
Well, when Comic Hut first did that whole coming out thing, like initially it was well received, like, oh, okay, he's just complaining about the book. And then like just lately he just was ranting about it. And I was talking with some people, we don't think it was for, the attention, and it just didn't work. He thought maybe I could attack everybody at once and maybe that would be a good plan. I'm not sure. But yeah, when these people come out, they do get turned on. But I mean, these people usually go against every single person that's kind of got a name from themselves.
They say like, and it's always lies. It's like, well, Ethan destroyed the Trump books that Tim was doing. And I got him. Do I have to do a video about that where we actually go through it and I pull the clips out? I didn't. I just said I don't think Trump books are Comicsgate. That's just not what Comicsgate's about. If me saying that's not Comicsgate destroys your book, then you didn't have a book. I mean, and clearly, by the way, it didn't. You came on Comicsgate Live. You guys made, I don't know, $70,000, $80,000 on that comic. You should be proud of yourselves. It's out. It's done. That's fine. To still
pretty
be
good
angry
too.
about that. What?
I liked it. Trump Space Force.
Yeah, it was fine.
I did on my comic channel. I did a video of it.
I have it. I got a copy of it. I'm still waiting for my Trump figure that I ordered.
Oh, you got the bigger tier?
Yeah, I gave those guys $250. I did. I really wanted them to succeed, partially because I was just like, well, look, if I did hurt their book, I feel bad about it. I didn't know what I was doing when I said that. It was a simple academic question that anybody could have answered. But no, that bitterness is still with them. The idea that I forced Nurkish into anything is not true at all. We have to go through these stories over and over again. But I mean, these are the things that get brought out, a million times. And it's just like, is that what they're saying? If that's what they're saying to sort of bewitch people into leaving Comicsgate, like, and whatever it is that they're doing, they're lies. They're lying to you. This isn't good criticism. It's not true. So, again,
Tim's been pretty quiet. I haven't really heard anything from him in a while. It's mostly just been bipolar John running around going crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if he's bipolar, but he's got a thing where he thinks he uses Trumpian tactics.
He comes off as he seems kind of bipolar to me, man. He's weird Because he just freaked out one day running around. I'm like, I wasn't even saying anything to the dude. He's like sliding in my DM, saying all these weird things. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, dude?
Hey,
Like,
Antonio.
I was like leaving him alone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't think I had much to do with John Delarose, at all. But it's just that I think they pick me as the target. Like, my thing with John Delarose is that initially, I guess here's the story with John Delarose. Here's what happened, and John's listening, and he'll react to this however he wants to react. He went on the war campaign, and he basically took the position of justifying white nationalism. That was his, like, he's like, well, I used to be on the debate team in high school, so I'm able to debate the finer points. So he's debating with the war campaign, who are largely people of color, if I can use that phrase. Okay, he's debating with them about why white nationalism is fair or good, and he's like, I don't hold these positions myself, but here's what those people believe. And so they got upset because he was doing a fine job of debating and advocating for that, and it was very confusing, very, very confusing to everyone who was listening. I heard some of it, and it sounded pretty bad, and then I tuned out and said, I can't believe that. Yeah, that's awful. John Delarose hit me up and said, hey, I don't, they're saying that I'm a white supremacist. I'm not. You misunderstood the interview. I said, did I hear it wrong? And he said, yes, go back and listen. So I went back and listened. And yeah, it sounded like he was just saying, this is just what those guys believe. Okay. So I was like, all right, well, maybe everyone owes you an apology. So anyway, after the Vox Day fiasco, he's a big fan of Vox Days. He's one of Vox Day's acolytes. After that, John Delarose, well, first of all, like I said, yeah, Vox Day said, this is a copyright war. I can show you. The SJWs will show you what it's like to try to hold on to a copyright or a trademark. Like you can't. They will mess with you, Ethan. You understand that? You're going to see what it's like. You're going to get messed with. I was like, oh, whatever, dude. And that was the last time I talked to Vox. So all of a sudden, JDA slides up into my DMs like, hey, Ethan, did you see this? Did you see this on Amazon? Yeah, it's a book called Cyberfrog, but it's spelled with a TSY instead of. That's interesting, isn't it? How people can do that. Isn't that interesting? How people can just do that? And I was like, John, are you trolling me? Like, Vox Day did this. He got a friend to do this. And he told you to be the one to let me know about it. Because isn't that interesting? How would you know about this? This book has only been on Amazon now for less than 48 hours. And here you are. You're going to be the one to tell me. You're doing Vox Day's dirty work for him. You're trying to troll me. I see. Fuck out of here. And that was the last time I talked to John Delarose. That was it. You don't do that. I mean, you want to act like that. You want to participate in ops. You want to get involved in ops against me. You're out of my circle. My circle is for friends. It's not for weirdos who play games.
I thought it was really funny when you went on that stream. He just left immediately. What a coward. He talks all that trash and he just left.
So it's like, if you have things to say them. But like I saw what you did. I was there. I watched what you tried to do. You tried to, John, you're not that smart. I know you think you are. You're not that smart. You're not that clever, pal. Your book was called Flying Sparks. You're not that clever. So, I mean, you slide up into my DMs and you try to like play some kind of like hoax, some little hoax on me. And then what? Everything's supposed to be okay?
Yeah, that Flying Sparks book, did you see the screenshots that Nasser was showing?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty cringy.
I didn't order it. I think that was one of the books that I didn't support. And it's not because I felt any which way about it. I just never got around to supporting it. He was on the show a couple of times and, pushed it. We gave it a nice push. But yeah, these guys, I don't, it's like it's not Comicsgate. It's about like, if you want to kind of hang out with me, then you need to be my friend. You need to be loyal, or at least just understand I don't want any of this. I have enough things to worry about. I don't want any of your weirdo ops. I don't want to be involved in secret plans. You know what I mean? I don't want any of this. Just be nice, and you can hang out with me, and then you can be on my show if you want to. This show's for my friends. It's for people who are my friends. It's not Comicsgate. It's just my friends, and we all tend to be
careful. They're throwing the gatekeeper.
Well, that's the thing. Gatekeeper. Well, I mean, I'm the gatekeeper of my friendships. You know, it's as simple as that. These guys don't get it. It's so weird. They don't get it, and it's like, well, Comicsgate. Well, you know, Caesar is going. Go be Comicsgate over there. I'm not saying you're not. Everyone who says that they're Comicsgate is Comicsgate, probably, unless they hold wildly different views than Comicsgate espouses. If you say you're Comicsgate, just go be it over there. It doesn't have to have anything to do with me. It doesn't have to. Just go do it over there. You know, why bother me? You know, why bother me about a Yellow Flash?
Because you have the biggest platform. Like all of us. That's why they want to get on there. And especially Antonio, if you're newer, you know, that's a way to get your channel known out there. And if you want to sell a book,
Ethan, we got to get you over 100 because I watched Jeremy. That number of 100 is such a multiplier. He's at like 135 now, just in a couple weeks.
No, he's at 110. He's at 110.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I saw him today. But I mean, seriously, it does. You hit a banana peel as soon as you get it to 100, and they really start advertising you and promoting your channel. I'm crawling up there towards 100. Believe it. It's not easy.
We gotta get you over that.
Yeah, I'll get there. I will get there. I just have to do more Star Wars videos. Star Wars videos, they like those and they promote them, and I like doing them too. So it's all good. But yeah, I don't know. These people are nuts. Antonio, what do you think? Am I wrong?
I don't know, man. You have so many people that I don't know. You seem to bring out the best in everyone. You're polarizing to people.
I bring out their you're right. Oh,
because I mean the people is like the people that loved you, they love you, but then there's a lot of people that used to love you and now they don't love you anymore, and then it's like ex-girlfriends or something, and they bring the knives off.
That's exactly it, Antonio. I was just about to say it's like a bunch of jilted lovers you have out there.
Yeah,
I didn't jilt anyone though. I don't think
that's the way they act. It's like
I just wish I knew. I wish I understood everybody and could act accordingly, so that I didn't get psychos trying to chase me down. I would like everyone to be happy. I would like to be everyone's friend. You know, I would, but people all act differently, and people just, I don't know. I don't understand it. It's odd. It is odd.
Well, think about real life. How often do you meet somebody where you're like, oh, I like that guy, he's a good guy? You know, for the most part, you're either indifferent or you think people are assholes. It's probably like if you meet one guy out of 20 where you're like, oh, that's a really good guy. That's the number. It should probably be the same on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody is, you know, gonna gel. That's the other thing I don't understand. Like, people get upset when they find out people don't get along, but that's life. Like, not everybody gets along with each other. It's
facts.
It's true. Yeah. All right. Well, that's fine.
Good job on your interview, by the way, Antonio.
Oh yeah, with Anna City. Yeah, she was a sweetheart. I loved having her on. She was awesome.
It was good.
Congratulations on getting Anna Senti. I think that's a pretty phenomenal thing. I'll listen to that later tonight.
Yeah, yes. You got called Ethan Van Scriver.
That's normal.
I was like, because I didn't know if you two had a cordial relationship or whatever, but because we talked about Trail of the Gun, and yeah.
Oh, Steve what did you say about it?
Well, yeah, she was just telling me, she was like, because I was kind of curious how the idea came about and everything. So it was, you know, I started asking that question, and she was just basically explaining. She was like, well, Ethan's wife was she was in the gun. She had worked like security or gun range or something, you know, and I was like, oh, the ex-wife. I was
Yeah,
like,
the
no.
X one. Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, they're not married anymore.
No. That's interesting. I can't remember if she actually was working in guns at that time. Let me think about it. It's 2003. I don't remember. Where did we live? I think we lived in Orlando.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought that was North Carolina. Okay.
Yeah. In 2003, I think I lived in Orlando when I was working on Trail of a Gun. So that's unique.
I actually ordered those books. Should be here in the next few days. I found some decent copies on eBay.
Nice. I hope you like them.
Oh yeah, fun. I've been wanting to get them for a while.
All right, let me read some of these. I'm sorry. What? Yellow Flash?
What books?
Trail of the Gun 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you'll like them. I think they're pretty good. Beige Devil says, question for both of you: do you think Trump gets reelected in 2020? So let's, for all four of us. For me, it's a layup. It's yeah, definitely.
I think. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I don't know if he doesn't do something about the internet purge. Probably not. He needs the internet to get elected. That's what kind of drove him to get elected in the first place, was the media on the internet. Like, that's all he had. That's all his positive news came from people on YouTube and other stuff. Like, because he's not going to get good coverage on NBC or CNN.
That's definite. Yeah.
But you know what? Like, he's inoculated himself to that. I mean, now that everybody knows that he created the phrase fake news, or at least he weaponized the phrase fake news, I don't think it's a factor anymore. You know, I think it really is going to be about like his presence and then like real factors like jobs. You know, that's my opinion.
I hope he does.
I'm not seeing that person on the other side yet that I feel like is, because I would be laughing if it was Elizabeth Warren, and then you're hearing Hillary's gonna. I was like, oh, not her again, please. No.
Hillary running again would be interesting. I mean, look, I don't know. I think her popularity is really low, but I mean, it's not unheard of that she say, "Look, did you guys make a mistake?" You know what I mean? Do you want to take it? You want to do it over again?
Third time's the charm.
Oh my God.
She's gonna try. I guarantee it. Watch.
Yeah. That would be funny. I would love to see her BTFO'd by Elizabeth Warren or somebody else.
Her big back brace sticking out.
Ugh. I really dislike her. I dislike Elizabeth Warren too, but Hillary is the worst. I mean, I really don't like her. I really don't like her. Something about her.
Does. That's why she lost. They hate her.
Yeah. Remember when people had to pretend to like her? Like we went through it like 2 years where people had to pretend to be enthusiastic about Hillary. God, that sucked. It was weird. All right, so let's see. Brett Favre says, did you see Ocasio-Cortez spent all day looking for Mitch McConnell and started a hashtag Where's Mitch? And she was in the wrong building. Yeah, I did see that. But it's very political tonight. This has been like a pretty serious Comicsgate Triumphant live stream here. It's been pretty serious. We've talked about the death of the comic book industry. We talked about MAGA kids. We talked about the election. We talked about weirdo ex-comics gators being stalkers. And it's very political. We're doing a lot of political stuff today. Mark C says, holding out for Ben Shapiro in 2024. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know if he's president material. I think I don't see him as president.
Kind of too young.
He's too young, but he's not. It's not like he's very smart. I think he's an advisor. Like I can see him as more of a advisor to a president that would be incredibly valuable. But president himself, no. Liam Gray says, if Oprah is giving out cars for votes, I'm in. Remember that? Like she gave everyone a car, and then everybody had to file for bankruptcy for the taxes. Like you can't just. Oprah is so dumb. Like it's like, okay, so you're going to give these regular middle class people a windfall of a new car. A new car costs $30,000 just conservatively. They're going to have to pay the taxes on that. They have to pay income taxes on a car.
I
That's
saw
what's
the averages
$30,000.
the averages on those cars were about 45. I saw, so I was like, damn.
So let's say 45,000 income taxes. They're gonna have to pay 35% on that. That puts people out of business. Like that puts most people. It's like they can't afford the taxes, a tax bill on a new car that they were just handed. That's what kills people on The Price is Right too. Like your prizes, you have to pay the taxes on your prizes that you win. So, you go on The Price is Right and you win all of this great stuff. You won $55,000 worth of merchandise. Yeah, and now you have to pay 35% in cash on all of those prizes. It's pretty bad. It's better just to go on Wheel of Fortune and win cash or Jeopardy.
No, yeah, one of my cousins, this was like 1979. She got to go on The Price is Right, and she didn't understand about the tax. I mean, they were all living in the ghetto and stuff. And, it was like you win a couple of grand. She won a couple grand on The Price is Right, and she got home and all the taxes. Oh man, it was horrible. It was not a good thing.
And you're just screwed. You're like, oh, I actually had to. Yeah.
What is she? Jet ski or something?
Yeah, I think she said she won a jukebox, and so yeah, man, my cousin Mary, it was like she was actually my grandfather's first cousin. So yeah, it was like she was an old lady, and she was all excited. She was like, "Yeah, I got to go on there," and I didn't understand about the taxes.
Yeah, because it's income. It's not a gift. Like I wish it. I don't know. How would that work? Is there a way to give prizes out as? I guess the show pays the taxes. No, it's just that's not the way it works. You do have to pay the taxes on on the prizes that you get. And by the way, comic skaters are figuring this out too. You guys, there are people who are getting windfalls. You're getting $75,000 in cash handed to you by Indiegogo. Get ready for the IRS. They are taking.
The more they take.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're killing us.
You're gonna get hit real hard.
Yeah. I know, it's funny. I'm not paying attention to any of it. I have no idea. It's like Cyberfrog money. Haven't touched it. It's in the hands of people who know what to do with it, and I am not even going to worry about it. Just make sure that the book comes out.
You got to move to the Cayman Islands.
Well, I mean, the Cayman Islands is if you have. I would like to have at the end of. I'm going to retire when I have $10 million in the bank that has been taxed. That's it. That's pretty. That makes you pretty bulletproof. $10 million.
Yeah, that's about new money.
Yeah. I had to figure out how to get $10 million. Liam says, if Oprah is... Okay, I wrote that one. CMYK Comics says, SJWs don't mind changing history. If they end up in control, they will unperson Trump and erase his presidency from the history books. What do you think of that, Yellow Flash?
Yeah, that they could. Victor's right the history books, man.
It's so true. It's like that girl who was just like, I just want you to know, she's like, I'm a comics historian and you're going to be forgotten. You're not even going to be a footnote. We're going to forget you ever existed.
There won't be an industry.
I'm like, there isn't. You don't understand. Like, there isn't an industry. There won't be a history. It's like, this is the way things are. And I'm sorry, weirdos, but there's nothing they can do about it. My place in comic book history has been assured and written in stone. Can't take it back, guys. You can't pretend it didn't happen. It did. Zurinx, thanks for $10. Regarding Oprah, don't know if it was Justice League or Superman. There was an episode where Superman wanted to prevent Luthor from running for president. Luthor told him he loses power if he becomes president.
Luthor is president, DCU.
Is
not
he
the
still
DCU,
president?
but in the comics, isn't he still?
No,
not right now. But he was.
He definitely was. President Luthor's storyline was definitely,
yeah.
Because he was he put Superman on the most wanted list, didn't he?
Yeah, that was during the first Batman Superman comic and all that.
That's what. Didn't you do that book, Ethan?
I didn't do any of that. No, I might have drawn a little President Luthor early in my career. I
thought you were on Batman Superman for a minute.
Oh yeah. I was, but Luthor wasn't. Was he president in that? I don't know. He was in that.
He was, yeah.
Was that after Jeff Loeb left the book, or was he still on it, or no?
It wasn't Jeff Loeb. I worked with Mark V. What's his last name? I don't know. He was the producer of Battlestar Galactica.
Oh.
And I don't know. It didn't go well
That was a great book, that Batman Superman book. It started off good too. He had the Supergirl stuff, right? And then you had that stuff where Batman and Superman's parents got switched or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
No, people like that. People really like the Superman Batman book, and it was the kind of like bubblegum DC comic book when Ed McGuinness was doing it. Like it was just fun and had like they threw everything in the kitchen sink at you. It was meant to just be a good time. And then the thing was to see Ed McGuinness drawing everybody because he had such a unique style. You wanted to see how Ed McGuinness drew Hawkman or Captain Atom or something like that. So that's what that was. And then Michael Turner came on and brought back Supergirl. People loved that. I came in after Michael Turner because Jeff needed me to be busy while he was working on Sinestro Corps. And I did like 3 issues of that, and he yanked me off of it. So it's time to do Sinestro Corps now. I was like, okay. I didn't finish it. Mark Verheiden, that was his name. It was just a weird situation because I think Mark Verheiden had a basic story, but the story didn't come through the way I was hoping it would. And he kept adding things to, I think, please me. Like he'd be like, oh, you really like Plastic Man. I'm going to write Plastic Man into this. And I was like, you don't need to. Oh, no, I don't mind. He's working for Luther. What? No. Yeah, here's the script. Okay. And it's like, we don't know where this is going. So, it was fine to leave. Jason Green. Oh, wait. Liam Gray says, yeah, Michelle would be a shoo-in. She's black and a woman. And I'm not going to say that. Jason Green says, hi, Uncle E. Offer for Longhorn Steakhouse still stands, even though I haven't found a job yet. Cecil is welcome to join as well. Well, Jason, I would pay the tab. Longhorn Steakhouse has really good biscuits. Like their rolls are really, really good.
Jason,
I used to take Hunter there.
Jason sent me a bunch of 45s to my P.O. box.
He did?
Yeah.
Trevor Wright says Ethan is such a Debbie Downer. What? I am. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm being a downer tonight, guys. I don't mean to be a downer, but we're talking about things that I have bad things to say about. I'll try to cheer up. Trevor Wright.
You want a good fun topic? What about what do you think about the whole Tonka thing? I know you kind of been following that. Whoa, Kimosabe.
Yeah. I watched the Medicare video, but as I said, I mean, that's not a fun topic for me either. I can't,
someone asked him this already.
Yeah. I can't stab people in the back who were kind to me. That's the difference between me and the people I was talking about earlier. If somebody wants to platform me and give me a spot to talk and they're kind to me, I'm never going to badmouth them. I just won't do it. Even if they deserve it, I just won't do it. So that's the situation. Now, everyone involved with that whole thing has been kind to me. So I don't feel a need to. It's not like Mundane Matt. Like Mundane Matt just came out of the blue and was a dick to me for no reason. So F him. Like I'll say whatever I want. But remember Mundane Matt? Is he still around?
He's trying to be.
Yeah. So all this stuff, yeah, like when people are saying all this stuff about Tonka and Medicare, whatever, Andy, yeah, all right. All I can say about it is, yep, and that's my commentary. But I'm sure Yellow Flash, you're eating it up.
I've been enjoying it. I just, I haven't because I've been on the Kumite and stuff, but I have no problem saying that was kind of dirty what he did because if you watch that whole timeline, he had no intentions to go into that fight. And there was people that spent thousands of dollars to travel there, man. That I almost thought about going.
Somebody called me who went with, oh man, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. If you're listening, forgive me. Sent me an email. He was going with Nick Rakita, and they offered to pay for my flight if I wanted to go down there. Yeah.
Captain Badruck says, R.I.P. Kumite used to be fun. I know, man. Oh, the Kumite used to be so cool. It used to be so cool. I don't, remember how cool Kumite was?
Yeah, it was great. And then they had the IBS Apocalypse. Did you ever see that 6-hour shit show that was on Mr. Medicare's channel where they all got together and screamed at each other? And after that, man, it was dead.
Tonka's Social Blade says he's at 0 subs. Everyone bailed.
It's because he hides his sub count. He's not at 0 subs. Well, who knows what he's at because he hides it. You can't see.
Yeah. Dude that spent $1,800 to fly there talking about suing Tonka. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he probably should have just bailed and been public about it. Like, did they know he was not going to come? They put on the show and they were expecting him to still be there, or what?
Well, there are other fights on the card anyway.
Yeah, but there was people there for that, for
Right.
sure. There was, no one ever even heard of Valor Fighting Championship until this, really.
Yeah.
They had to refund $6,000 in tickets, and a lot of pay-per-views got refunded. They got hit pretty hard from this. And the whole thing that went down was like, for some reason, he said he changed his name, and what he did was he turned, because I've been watching all the videos, of course.
Yeah.
They turned in a template for a name change with his blood. So he didn't even turn in a name change certification document. He changed in the application that you would turn in to the state to do it. So it's just shady all around. Like, he turned in fake names, and I guess there was a lot of stuff he was doing with the promoter, hassling them. And as it all came out, the company put out a statement on Facebook. So he just, when you see how it all unfolded, it looks like he had no intention of ever going to the fight because he never trained. Like, he was literally on Kumite every day, and like Andy hasn't streamed in 2 months really because he was like training at the gym and stuff.
Yeah. I did see Medicare was talking about how Warsky was training for like 3 months to get ready for this fight, like getting himself fit to be able to get it done. And Tonka's supposed to be a wrestler. I don't know. But again, look, people can draw their own conclusions, and I'm going to say, yep. But I can't. Oh man, it just sucks. This kind of happens on YouTube. I notice it, like, YouTube careers are getting shorter and shorter as drama kind of pops up. I hate seeing YouTube careers cut short because I need content to watch. You know what I mean? I needed the Kumite. And I needed those guys to all be a team to go on there together and talk about, you blame it on the Kumite because you're bitch made. I needed that. Now it's gone.
Yeah, there's no morning show now.
Yeah, I know, but it's not the same because all those guys, like, those guys are YouTube stars, man. I mean, I like those guys. I like, I got to be careful who I say I like because that means it's an endorsement of everything that they believe in. But
SJW Spider-Man.
Yeah. But I mean, I enjoy their channels. I enjoy what they do, and it's not the same. It's going to be sad without them. So I don't know. Yeah, now I should do morning shows. There's Fox says, I'll do morning shows. Should we get back to that? Should we do Comicsgate in the morning?
Your schedule's too crazy. You tried to do it for a while, but
yes.
Look what time we're doing this right now.
I know.
We're out of minds.
I work until I fall asleep, and then I get up and work more. And I do live streams when I feel like it. Sometimes, the thing about working for 10 hours at a time is it does get lonely. And so you just kind of go, I need to take a break and talk to people, And usually I'm working like overnight, so it's usually like overnight when I'll start doing live streams. It's the same reason why Mike Miller does it in the middle of the night. Like, he does live streams at 4 a.m.
He's always 4 a.m. It's like I turn on the, you see the little sidebar with the streams, like, oh, Blacklist Universe.
He's streaming again. And it's like Mike just sitting there with his head down drawing. Mike, I know you're in the chat, so I'm going to make fun of you. Mike streams. I don't know what goes on his streams. I'll tune in sometimes, and it just is him with his head down drawing. He's not really. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know if he has subjects prepared. It's just he's always got the camera on, and I think people in some ways appreciate that. Like, it's supposed to be. People want that. People want just to be inside your studio when you're working on a Comicsgate book, I guess. I can't do it because I end up talking to people. I'll have the camera on. I'll be like, this is a silent stream, and I'm not going to talk to you, but you can watch me draw. I hate that. I did it a couple times. It just felt awful. It felt really cold.
You know who's crazy with that? Doug. has full conversations while inking that book. I was amazed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hopped on there a few times. It was
You
great.
could watch his page being like, drawn while he's like having arguments with people, and I'm like, how are you doing that?
Yeah. Never Cold says Mike may as well be Jerry Lewis already. By the way, Mike with his hair down, much better. Why wouldn't he have his hair down all the time?
I called it. He did look like James Earl Jones. Somebody
A
put
little bit, yeah.
Somebody put the side by side. He looked like James Earl Jones from Conan. And James Earl Jones did not have bangs. He had exactly like Mike's hair.
I saw him
Yeah.
on your stream the other day when everyone was wearing sunglasses, and he looked like that Tommy Warsu from The Room.
Yeah. He does. He looks exactly like him. Hey, Jeff Comic 813 says, "Hey there, guys. Big fan of yours, Ethan. Hey, Jeff, welcome to the chat. It's nice to have you here." Yeah, he everybody was making fun of him. Jamal Eigel, I guess SJW Spider-Man caught a clip of that, like of us in our sunglasses on that stream, and was like, "Look at them. They wear like Jamal Eigel was like, they wear their sunglasses indoors." Yeah, we did. We made a point of it. It was just like I started to notice if you scan around a lot of new people who do, YouTube live streams, they always wear their sunglasses, and the excuse is their computer's really bright. What the hell, dude? My computer is not that bright. It's an excuse for you to wear sunglasses because you think you look cool on camera. So I went from now on, I am going to wear sunglasses whenever I live stream. And so I think I have like, I went through a thing where I was buying sunglasses all the time. I don't know why. I like Prada sunglasses. I'm like, I gotta have those. So I have a ton of sunglasses. So I was just kind of trading them out, wearing different sunglasses every few seconds. But yeah, the whole thing is I see people like wearing like live streaming in their sunglasses, and it looks really weird when you do that indoors. It looks really weird. So anyway, Jamal caught that out of context. Why did they think they're cool? They're wearing sunglasses inside. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Gay sunglasses guy. Yeah. Yellow Flash laughs at that every time.
Yeah.
You have to have thick skin because on YouTube they immediately meme you. You get memed right away.
All the time.
Yeah. Just show your face. Let's see. Stedman is part of War Campaign's Celibacy Challenge. Says go Gyrify. Who's your highway? Says EVS is Gaul, transparently working at his own pace. Liam Gray says we need fewer comics that are superior. This is exactly the reason I had to pull back on the release of Flint and Steel twice. It needs to be top tier. We've got to represent. Mad respect, EVS. Thanks, Liam. Professor Geek says, as a Cyberfrog backer, I don't mind the wait since the communication is great with the consistent shares and updates. Brett Favre says Cecil's next movie review should be Monster Squad. What do you think of that, Cecil?
Okay, I'll put that on the list. Actually, next week I'm doing a versus series. I think you were on the stream when we were talking about it. Yeah, no, that was on High Council. So next week I'm doing Chewbacca versus Spock. The following week, Kirk versus Han Solo, and people suggested Goonies versus Monster Squad. So I think I'm going to do that one.
Oh, okay. James Dean Creative Conflict says, why are videos demonetized for politics? Well, the only reason videos stay monetized at all is because YouTube decides that their advertisers won't mind having their commercials attached to the videos. So that's the reason why YouTube videos make money. So if they see that any particular video that you put up is going to be controversial in any way, they may decide that, I don't know, Wonder Bread might not want to be associated with it. So that's why they demonetize those videos. And it sucks. It's a bad feeling when you see that yellow $. It means you did something not good. Well, it might be good, but it means that it's not advertiser friendly. Elliot Fernandez says, Ethan, why no Goonies? Why? Because I grew up Mormon and my mom was really protective over what we were allowed to see. And clearly there was something in Goonies that my mom did not want me to see. And I don't know what that is. But I mean, for reference, we weren't allowed to watch like Dukes of Hazzard either.
No, there's nothing in Goonies that's objectionable. There's no nudity at all.
Well, not nudity necessarily. It would just have to be anything social that would, I don't know, that would warp my brain, or
maybe it was sloth being locked up.
Yeah, I mean, Dukes of Hazzard, for example. My mom said that'll teach you disrespect for the law. So you're not allowed to watch Dukes of Hazzard.
No,
You know.
but not because Daisy Duke was walking around with her tits out.
Well, I don't think that was the problem.
I didn't either.
No.
I didn't.
But it was mostly just that making fun of the cops. At least that's what my mom told me. But we weren't allowed to watch Three's Company, because of all the sex.
I always thought he should have been banging both of those two. I was like, yeah, that would have been hot.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Furley was on it.
Now I'm watching that show, and it's pretty good. I mean, Three's Company was a pretty good sitcom.
Mm.
The best sitcom was Taxi, though.
Yes.
Reverend Jim.
God, that was good.
That was good.
Yeah. Let's see. James Dean, Creative Conflict, says Comicsgate has almost never had real problems from outside of it. If anything, they feed Comicsgate. It's the people on the inside that do unnecessary damage. It gets old. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like, I'm like, boy, if we all teamed up and we were able to just put aside our differences and really focus on doing videos and producing content to compete with, the mainstream, and then criticize the SJWs on the outside, we'd be unstoppable. But there's jealousy, there's infighting, there's weirdness, there's presumption, and there are cliques. And there are cliques, and people feel left out of the cliques, and so they respond, the way that they do. People decide who they align with rather than just being individuals and saying, I am Comicsgate. I am everybody should have this thing where they say, I am the leader of Comicsgate, and be autonomous and do your own thing. Yeah, I don't know. But that's just my opinion. Rob J says, now you need Jilted Lover merch. Donut Swan says, Cecil, what size t-shirt do you wear? XL? Put your specs in the description so would-be stalkers can shower you with off-putting tokens of our devotion. Cecil, you don't wear an XL, do you?
I wear that underneath my double XL as a t-shirt, as an undershirt.
Yeah.
No,
you could wear one on your head,
I wear a 2XL, but I will be 1XL soon.
Yeah.
Dare to dream. I'm 20 days sober today, by the way.
Congratulations. That's really great.
I'm going to drink at the Super Bowl. That's going to be my first drink. But
that's going to throw you right off the wagon.
Of course.
What is the point of the monthly detoxes?
Just got to give the liver a break, and I won't be drinking as much to get drunk for a while. So I'll be drinking less. It'll be less. You just got to do it. And I also dropped 12 pounds just from doing that so far.
That's right. Me too. Cecil, I've lost, let's see. Let me do the math real quick so I can tell you what I lost. I'm doing the same thing, Cecil, and I'm proud of you.
Oh,
I'm very proud of you.
You stopped drinking too?
Well, I haven't had a drink but not because I feel like I need to stop drinking. It's because I just don't have time. I've lost 17.2 pounds.
Wow.
17.
Or
no, it's just a matter of smaller meals, clean eating. It's the way I lost weight last time. It's just I have a regular diet that I eat, and nothing processed, no carbs. Just a lot of protein and veggies and fruits. So it's good. It's really, really good. Eggs, bacon. It's all stuff that I like. I like chicken. I can have chicken breasts, lean, fish. I have, and it's all, it all tastes good. Sweet potatoes for lunch with lots of butter. And I lose like almost a pound a day, at least right now. I mean, it's gonna slow down, but I'll stick with it this time. I've decided being fat is no longer something that I can accommodate. I'm just not going to do it anymore.
Got to start running.
Well, that's coming up. Yeah, that's coming up in February. And
lose some weight before you start running. People blow out their knees when they run at their top weight.
Yeah. Well, I know, like, I've done this before and gotten fit. You have to get to a certain point before you're ready to start really running. And right now I do push-ups, I do sit-ups, but actually doing cardio, it's going to be a slow build to that. I've just been sitting and yeah, I mean, when you just sit there in a stationary job all the time, I'm telling you, your heart can't do it. Like I'll black out or something. I'm afraid I'll throw up. So I'm gonna start out with walking and light jogs for like 3 miles, and then we'll get back to running because I do love to run. It's just I'm not fit right now. I'm too heavy. I'm too fat.
You could draw Cyberfrog running. Is that exercise?
Well, I don't know if I could actually. I don't know if I could draw a Cyberfrog running. I think that would be pretty good if I could. Billy the Wombat says do squats. Squats suck, but yeah, I will. But it's got to be cardio. Diet really does take like 80% of it is diet. It really is. I mean, the exercise is going to shape. It's gonna it's gonna make you able to burn more fat more efficiently. But it really is like 80% diet. Just stop eating garbage, and the weight is just gonna fall right off.
If you don't like to walk or run, you should maybe get a Segway.
Put a Segway on a treadmill. That'd be rad. Yeah. Jump rope. I love that stuff. And everybody has advice about it, but like I said, I've done this before.
You know what to do. Everybody knows what to do. You want to lose weight, you eat a lot less, and you run. And
that's exactly it.
And those are the two things no one wants to do.
People want to find a way around it. You know, like how can I? No, you just have to have a steady diet. Just the idea of when you go grocery shopping, skip the aisles and just do the outside of the store. I mean, right there, that is going to make you lose weight. Just you go through the produce, you go through the meats, and then you can go through dairy, get eggs, and then that should be it. There's nothing in the aisles that you need. There's nothing in the aisles that you need. That's all processed garbage. For the most part, just eat clean and fresh, and you're going to lose weight. Absolutely true. It works every single time. Channel 0X says, I hate, by the way, hi. Is it time to forgive Michael Andon?
I missed those videos they were doing, to be honest.
Yeah, I do too.
I thought they were hilarious.
Yeah, they were fun. It's time to move on. I think, I have taken notice of Michael Andon on Twitter, and I think he seems to be a pretty good guy. What do you think of that? Is that Soy Beta Cuck?
Who, Michael Landon?
Not Michael Landon from Little House on the Prairie. Michael Andon and his wife. Mortal Wounds. They're like Ethan Van Scott. Like, yeah.
Are you afraid of mortal wounds, Ethan?
Yes.
Why are you afraid of it?
We've noticed that certain books get promoted.
We got to get him on here. Mike, hey, Channel 0X, you want me to send you the link? You want to come in here and we'll roast you a little while before we make friends? Let me see here. Listen. Is it Channel 0X? Is that your Twitter? Or is it Michael Andon? I don't know.
No, he changed it to something else because I was like, I commented on something you did the other day and I saw, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, Michael, what is your Twitter? How can I get you the link?
They're saying that they're at work now. How about
later? Oh, he's at work. All right, yeah. But it's in England. They're like 5 or 6 hours ahead. Are they 8 hours ahead?
They don't care about Martin Luther King over there. A bunch of racists.
It's true. It's true. Okay. All right. So we'll do it another time. But the thought is there. The thought has been extended. All right. Let's see. Morning Comicsgate says Leo Breaker 49. Working and lurking. Yellow Flash. Hope my comment on your Broly review answered your questions.
I'll have to check it out.
James Dean Creative Conflict says if you want to build Comicsgate, work together. Yeah, well, I agree. I'd like to work together with people, but people are strange when you're a stranger. People are very, very strange, and it's hard to try to figure everyone out. Brett Favre says 4 a.m. and 1.2 thousand or 1,000.2. Still, God, I love this community. Yeah, pretty much still too. Mark C says, how has Sinestro Corps not become an animated movie? I don't know.
They need to do that whole thing. Yeah, they need to start with Rebirth and get in. Blackest Night, do all that. They would. I'm surprised because they just did the Death of Superman again in the the Reign of the Superman.
Is Rain out yet? I've been waiting for it.
It's actually
check
it's not
that
bad.
I like the DC animated movies, man. They do good. Like even that Suicide Squad, and they carry on from the last one. So they had because they did
Suicide Squad.
Flashpoint, and then in Suicide Squad, Zoom comes back and he has a bullet in his head from Thomas Wayne Batman shooting him.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Doug has streamed for so long that YouTube stopped at 8 hours plus, says Mark C. Yeah, that's too. I don't know. Is that too long? That's just gonna kill your channel, man.
I did a 7-hour stream with Elliot. We did 7 hours. It was
7
like
hours,
like 5 minutes. I don't know how it happened. I did 6 hours with Kanan, and then his wife was like bitching at him and stuff. So I had to get off.
I did a 5-hour one earlier today. Elliot was on it for most of it.
Yeah. Dead Punk Gage says, "Hey Ethan, what do you think about them using Jessica Cruz in their next animated movie?" Good. I don't feel that close to Jessica Cruz. I gotta tell you.
She curb you?
Well, not in so many words, but the thing about Jessica Cruz is this: it was just a weird thing. Like the whole thing was sketchy. Well, Jeff called me up and said, "Hey, I have this idea. I want you to design her, and then you're going to draw her first appearance in like Justice League number 30 or something like that I'm writing." And so I said, "Okay." He's like, "But we need the design first." And I said, "All right." So I did the design for Jessica Cruz, and I gave it to them. They loved it. It became the thing. And then the editor was like, "Oh, we're going to be sending you the script to this issue. So you want to do the cover for it?" I said, "Okay." So I did the cover for it, turned it in. It ended up getting solicited as the cover, waited for the script. It never came. And I just went, "Hey, where's my script?" Oh, we sent that to Ivan or Doug Monkey or one of the other guys to draw. Well, what the hell did I design Jessica Cruz for? Like, what do you... Oh, well, I don't know. There was a timing thing. You want to do something else?
Was she even on the cover?
They didn't use my cover. They solicited the cover, and then they had a brand new cover on it. And I went, that's weird. Now, that editor actually did that to me 3 times.
Did
in
they
3
pay
different
you?
ways. Just giving me work, but pulling it away from me. And I was like, what?
Did you get paid for what you did or
Oh,
whatever?
of course, yeah. There's never never doesn't pay, but it'll often there will be times where you will be offered work that doesn't come through, and it's just like, like don't waste my time. Like I'm waiting, I'm holding off other stuff and waiting for this one Jeff Johns script, and then it never comes.
Oh.
And the reason why it doesn't come is because maybe it's like a week late, and then it's like, well, we don't think you can do it in 3 weeks. And it's like, you're damn right about that. But then why don't I, that's the way things kind of went. So Jessica Cruz is a character that it's like, yeah, I did create her, but like, there's this kind of thing with her where I'm like, yeah, and I don't own any of her. So that she's going to be in the movie. DC sent me a nice check. They said, well, we're not going to give you the rights to Jessica Cruz, but here you go. Here's some money. And I went, all right. Yeah.
You don't own a piece of that?
No, because she's Green Lantern. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, well, she's like Atrocitus, I own, Saint Walker, Larfleeze. Because these characters are, even though it's Orange Lantern, Red Lantern, they're still wholly original characters. But if you say, hey, this guy's name is Bob Smith and he's a Green Lantern, then you don't own him because he's Green Lantern. They own Green Lantern. So that's the thing. Jessica Cruz is Green Lantern, so they can't give me a piece of her. And it sucks because then you have guys like Daryl Banks who created Kyle Rayner, and it's like, no, he doesn't get any Kyle Rayner either.
Oh, it's kind of messed
be
up.
Rich.
Because Steve Englehart, I had him on the other week, and he kind of made it sound, you've kind of made it sound like you actually got some decent checks from DC. Steve kind of every story was, well, Marvel screwed me, DC screwed me, Jim Shooter screwed me. It was just every story.
Well,
I was like, damn.
You look at Englehart's creations. I mean, he created Howard the Duck, right?
No, Star-Lord, Misty Knight, Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, Kilowog. Yeah. Oh man, when he was talking about that, him and Joe Stanton, I think, was Joe the run on it. Yeah, and he said, "Yeah, we got screwed on that run because they were supposed to. That run was supposed to be a little long. It seemed like every time something happened, he'd just get pissed, and he was like, "Yeah, f you, I'm going to another company," and he just dip out, go somewhere else.
Yeah. Like most of the stuff that like Joe Staten created a ton of Green Lanterns, like Aricia, Kilowog, Chip, like all these characters he doesn't own any of, you know.
But he created Star-Lord. He's not getting any residuals from the movies.
Sound like he may got a little, but not like
Marvel, right?
Yeah, because
that's why.
Plus, he talked about that he worked on the Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton Batman movie too, and didn't sound like he got very much money when they took the Laughing Fish story for the Batman animated series and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he kind of made it sound like he got screwed a lot, but he's got a book coming out. It's going to be like a little 12-part miniseries. He was telling me so.
Yeah, Marvel's royalties suck. I'll just put that. By the way, I haven't seen a royalty check from Marvel in 2 years, and I don't know why. Like, you know, the books that I did for Marvel are evergreen. Like, new X-Men should always be selling, and you know, I'd get a check from them around Christmas time every year that was like $100, and I'd be like, you know, like Marvel royalties really do suck, but they were always there, and I haven't gotten one for 2 years, which I don't understand. Marvel royalties are fantastic. I mean, DC royalties are fantastic. They're just fantastic. And I guess it helps that, you know, well, look, I co-created a lot of stuff with Jeff Johns. And so Jeff is smart enough that when he's writing movies and TV, he puts his own stuff in there, which he shares with me. So I end up doing just great. I mean, all of Jeff's best stuff, you know, I kind of drew. For the most part, like all the stuff that's memorable, you know, all that stuff I own a piece of. Like his Green Lantern stuff, all the stuff that was created for Green Lantern, I pretty much co-created with him. You know, the Flash villains that he created, like half of them maybe I created. Scott Collins did the other half.
What about the emotional spectrum stuff? Because I always see those on T-shirts and stuff. That stuff didn't exist because that was something else that Steve Englehart talked about. He was like, yeah, when I was drawing, you know, when I was writing Green Lantern, you know, we didn't have all this emotional spectrum and all that.
Yeah. Well, I don't get anything for T-shirts, which sucks. Like I went for the symbols. I said, I want the symbols. And they said, we can't do that. Because if we give you the symbols, that means that we have to assign the rights to the Superman symbol. You know what I mean? And like, we'll never stop. Think about all the Superman like symbol merchandise that's out there. Like,
oh hell yeah, people that don't even read anything will do it. Especially when you go to the gym, man. Everyone's like rocking from Superman something.
Yeah. So if they give me the rights to all of the symbols that I created, yeah, I'm gonna get very, very rich, and they're gonna have to go, okay, well, all right, who do we give the Batman symbol to? I guess the Finger family, and then before you know it, they're going to be crazy. So yeah, that's the only thing I regret. I really wish I had the rights to those symbols that I created, but I don't, and that's fine. Just the characters. Never Cold says, any new shirts coming out? Oh yeah. We're doing I'm gonna do a t-shirt with the Soy Boy sketch on it. It's gonna say "Got Soy." All right, so the "Got Soy Boy" sketch, and it's so funny because it's a sketch that I drew in 3 seconds with a magic marker, but it's going on a t-shirt now because it's iconic and everyone looks like that. And a couple more things, you know, I'll work it out. Tam H33339 says, wear eyeglasses with the blue light filter. Wear eyeglass is with a blue light filter. Gojirify says, if Spock took a shower with Chewie, who would shampoo who first? These are good questions.
Are we talking about Solo movie Han Solo or the original Harrison Ford one?
No, he's saying Spock.
Oh, what, Spock and Chewie?
Yeah.
What? Spock would probably just put him to sleep. So
yeah,
do that little arm grab thing on his neck.
You'd have to find the nerve ending. Yeah, you have to find it right place.
Gojirify said Cecil did a live stream about football today. Is that right?
It is. I watched both playoff games while on there.
Yeah, those were great games. Both of those games were awesome.
two of the best games of the year.
Yeah, they were great. I was like, wow. Both overtimes. I was like, okay. Overtime.
Asked me that question. Both overtime, both unreal games. But he asked me that question. The answer is you shampoo Chewie first because Spock would have his hands full. He would definitely, that'd be like shampooing a rug. So Spock would have to get behind him and really work into the fur.
Yeah.
I thought
Well, you're saying that Chewie would shampoo Spock then? Like,
no, Spock would shampoo Chewie first. I don't think Chewie would need to shampoo Spock, but maybe he'd feel like he owed him.
that's what I'm saying. Like, either way, I don't see the order.
I think only Chewie needs the help.
All right. Well, it says who would do who first.
I think this is weird.
It is weird. How often do you recommend streaming while promoting a campaign, says Professor Geek? Every day. Every day. Twice a day. James Dean Creative Conflict says, I dig Jessica Cruz. Marvel should have paid for X-23. Yeah, I got nothing for X-23. I'd like to confront Joe about that, because there are only a few people who know that to be true. Me, Joe Quesada, and I believe Jimmy Palmiotti. We're the only ones who know that I created X-23. I think. I mean, Bill, who was running Marvel at the time? Bob Harris might know, but maybe not. You know, he might not know that. He got the idea. Like, Joe Quesada showed him my drawings and said, yeah. And Bob really liked it and then ran with the idea. But I don't know if Bob Harris knows that was me. Joe Quesada knows.
Well, just hit up Renfamous, make an appointment.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. They should really cut me a check for that, and it should be substantial. And by substantial, I mean 6 figures. You know. Gojirify said that movie has George Newbern, Kevin Conroy, and Susan Eisenberg again playing Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Oh, that's good, man. That's the trinity there. Yeah. Will Mack says Craig Kyle created X-23 on Wiki. That's right. Yeah.
Now, what about somebody says that your royalties for X-23 are actually going to support CB's Food Network budget?
I don't know what they're doing over there, dude. Here's the thing that absolutely disturbs the hell out of me, Yellow Flash. And you know, really, you should be. Hold on a second. I'm going to find this first. I'm going to be professional. Okay.
Marvel is not only a lifestyle brand, but they also make comics. A lot of people don't know.
Well, speaking of Wolverine, so I've been doing videos on that Return of Wolverine, and the first issue had amazing art. It's Kyle, I can't remember his last name, but he did the first issue and he's going to do the last issue. And then they brought in this guy named Delkin Shalvro or whatever his name is, and the art is like Black Mask trash. It's got like the people look like they're NBC memes in it. Looks like the dude like drew it in the bathroom when he was taking a shit. I don't know what he was doing. It's the most garbage art I've ever seen. How do you have a Wolverine comic? He's been dead for 5 years, and this is your high bar. It's disgusting.
Look at this, Yellow Flash. You got to do a video on this. Marvel cat variants available for purchase this spring. These weirdos, these unbelievably strange cat ladies that are running Marvel right now. This would never have existed 30 years ago. They would never do this. A series of cat-themed variants will be coming. So the big problem with comics right now is the idea of predatory scam variant covers that retailers are just like, look, every single comic book has a number of variants on it already. Okay, it's like it doesn't matter. Variant covers
like
used
1
to
in
be
10,
special.
1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 100.
That used to be for, hey, this is a Batman #1 book, so they're going to be variant covers, collectible chase editions. But now it's just everything, because everything doesn't sell. Everything's garbage. So they try to trick people however they are, but they're running out of ideas. So Marvel cat variants available for purchase this spring. They think they're being cute over there at Marvel.
Like Chris Arnett, the writer of this, is just licking their bums over this. This is so great.
So Mike Barron was right about the cat ladies running comics.
Yes, he was right. This is real. People who are shocked by this. A series of cat-themed variants.
It looks
Well,
like a hoax, like a parody.
it looks like a parody, but it's real. Listen, a series of cat-themed variants will be coming to some Marvel Comics titles beginning in February of 2019. Although no art, artists, or details have been revealed as of yet, this would seemingly tie into Goose's role in Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel coming out on March 8th. Goose looks like a cat, but in comic books, he's from an alien race called Flurkins. So far, 6 titles are known to have cat variants. Cat variants. Daredevil number 3. This is just number 3. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 4. It's a number 4. Guardians of the Galaxy number 3. Meet the Skrulls. Thor number 11. Wolverine Infinity Watch number 2. Now, these people are being barely kept afloat with weirdo, obsessive variant cover schemes. It's like, hey, if you want this cover here, you have to buy 10 copies of the regular edition and you'll get a fucking cat cover. You're going to get a cat cover.
Who wants that?
Who is this for, dude? Remember when comics were...
I want the one with Spider Cat hanging off the branch with the hang in there, baby cover.
These are specifically being marketed at childless weirdos with fur babies. At this point, that's where we're at. We are at Marvel Comics saying normal people aren't, healthy people aren't buying our comics anymore. It's now just people who live alone with 16 cats, and they might want to buy a cat variant cover of for Captain Marvel. It's the end of the industry.
Yeah, they're directly marketing to crazy cat ladies.
I don't even know what to, I'm stunned. I'm speechless. I don't even know what to do.
Well, they're desperately trying to push for these this non-existent female audience to come in. It's not like they didn't have female readers before, but I just don't get the big deal about this being like a boys product brand. Like I don't understand why they're just throwing that under the bus to do this garbage like this. Like,
well,
they're never going to get that female audience they want. They're fully into manga, and that's not going to change.
Maybe they're abandoning the female audience and they're going after people that are not buying it for themselves but for their pets, because that is an untapped market.
I will tell you, there is no market like that. I will tell you, the girls read manga for the most part. There are a select few girls who read superhero comics, but I promise you they were reading them from before. They were reading them the way that they used to be. Now, if you want to sell comics, they need to be high T. That's what it is. They have to be high T. They've got to be super aggressive power fantasies with idealized men so that we can say, man, I want to be like that guy. We can escape our dreary, horrible jobs.
And look at the girl right there in the corner. That's who's running it.
Yeah. That's what they're all like. They're not selling comics. At what point are you guys going to wake up and realize this stuff? Yeah, like
there she is.
These do not sell. This stuff does not sell. It's not what people want. It's not the market for comics. And it's like, I think that, like, think about how insulting it is. Like, this is who they think is buying their comics. These guys just want cat variants. Wouldn't it be a kick if, like, cats were on the cover of Marvel Comics? Like, wouldn't it be funny? That is funny, right?
That's funny. Why dudes aren't running the shit, because it's just like, that is definitely feminine type thing.
Oh no, not CB. He's too busy following my girl Sana around, trying to get some sniffs.
I'm disgusted and repulsed, and I'm telling you, this is the thing. Like, this is why anyone who does a book with Comicsgate is going to succeed, because this is the alternative. Like, we don't even really have to try anymore. We don't have to try, like, because this is what we just have to not do cat variants on the 4th issue of Daredevil. 4th issue of Daredevil, dude.
Well, I mean, there's so much competition for comics. Like, that's why this is so stupid. Like, I was reading about Fortnite. Like, Fortnite is actually impacting Netflix and Hulu. And then you just say, well, that's what that got to do with comics. Well, comics is in that entertainment square trying to compete for dollars. And when you can get a Fortnite game for free, manga for $2, unlimited manga for $2, it's like, well, where do you fit in there? You know, these Marvel comics and shit, they can't compete.
Yeah.
No one wants them.
All right, let me read some more super chats here. Surprised the SJWs are good with killing all the trees to make all the garbage tier variants, says Brett Fabre. Well, they thought the digital was going to take over, but it isn't. It's declining pretty quickly. It really does. People say, well, it can't just be the SJW content. It is. I mean, that is a major thing, because if it was just about comic book stores dying and therefore, well, then digital would pick up. People would be like, well, I can't buy my comics where I want to anymore. I still want to read the stories because the stories are good. So I'm going to switch to digital. So if that were the case, digital would be booming right now, and it's declining too. So it must be the content of the books.
Digital's too expensive for sure. I'm not paying $4 for a digital book. Sorry. Not happening.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got
for that garbage they're churning out.
Yeah.
But when you have Eisner Award winner writers like Mags Visaggio, how can you be surprised?
Yeah. All right, so James Dean says apparently Marvel is marketing low-selling SJW books to library associations unseen. They're using those order numbers to go back by popular demand. Yeah.
Librarians like cats. Fact.
Yeah, marketing to libraries, though, how many copies of something do you need? It doesn't seem like that's going to be a very good market. I don't get the library thing. I completely get the Scholastic bus scam. Completely understand that. Because that's a great thing. You've got a captive audience right there.
I went over to visit my nephew, and he had from the book fair a book that not a comic but like a book, for young readers, and it was a Squirrel Girl book, and I said, why? I said, why did you buy this? And you know what he said to me? Because it said Marvel on it.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's such a good, again, everything is a scam. Well, look, we've got an audience full of kids who are being kind of compelled to buy something. Like when the book bus comes, whatever it is, the book van. I mean, it's a big deal. You get a little catalog that you can go home. You take it home to your mom and you check the books that you want, and then you go pick them up and you can shop. They have other books there. And it's like you get a day off of school to just look at colorful, fresh books that you can buy. And I would always buy the Invisible Ink books. I didn't want to read anything, and I still don't. I didn't want to be indoctrinated into communist literature at the age of 8, and I still don't. And I was sure that that's what was on those buses. But this is the perfect thing. Hey, you don't have to read a real book. Would you rather read a biography of Harriet Tubman, or would you rather read Squirrel Girl? What do you think any 9-year-old is going to say? They'd rather read Squirrel Girl.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather read about Harriet Tubman.
It's probably more entertaining than Squirrel Girl. I gotta be honest.
Have you ever read that
book? Oh,
it's bad.
Oh man, it takes like an hour to get through it because it's just. I'll never do a video on that again. I don't know why people do. It's excruciating. Well,
we could do. I mean, this is the thing. Like the Scholastic thing. Like, why wouldn't let's just do Cyberfrog books for Scholastic at this point? It's like, let's get a deal with them because at least the books would be good. They'd rather buy a comic book. These kids don't know. I mean, they don't know that it's weird. Like they're not even reading it. The kids just buy things to buy things. You ever take your kid to Target and just say yes to something they say they want? They don't want it. They just want to buy something. And that is the perfect scam. That is how Squirrel Girl is succeeding. Gojirfi says, I want the roadkill bloated on the side of the road, about to explode, cat sketch variant covered. That I dated a girl when I was 15, guys. All right. She was a goth girl. Her name was Melissa. And she was
she a big titty goth girl?
No, she was very delicate and she bruised easily, and she's very pretty, but she used to write me letters in red ink and say it was her blood, and maybe it was her blood. She was really something else, but she was an artist too, but she was kind of a conceptual artist at the age of 15 or 16. She's like, this is a project called a composition of decomposition. And I'd be like, oh, what is it? And she set up a camera, a tripod next to a cat that died, and then just took a picture of it twice a day. And then she made a flip cartoon of the cat decomposing. I mean, frankly, now you could do the same thing with just a time-lapse camera, but she did it with photographs. And yeah, it was, was it art? I don't know. I liked it.
Maybe Marvel will do like one of the cat covers will be Splato.
Splato Delgado. Now that would be good. That would be good. Yeah. Noah did. By the way, my brother Noah actually talked about this girl in his One Dirty Tree comic. He remembers stuff about her that I'd forgotten that she's in there. Gojirify says, oh no, Smiley Warhead says cat spankers now for the cats. Now officially, that's every reason why yeah, you should make these cat variant covers and spank your cat with them. James Dean Creative Conflict says Sana Amina is burning her own company down. It's effing nonsense that goes against
hold on. Whoa.
What?
I'm talking about Sana like that.
Well, I'm not saying it's what James Dean is saying, but he's saying, Yellow Flash, he's saying it's effing nonsense that goes against any basic business sense whatsoever. Cat variants, because is that you'd like to retort?
No.
I think James Dean is just trying to create conflict.
I love Sana. That's my brown sugar. So
is she pretty? I've never even seen her. Let me see. I'm gonna look her up. I'll bet she's pretty. Why are you giggling? She is pretty. What are you talking about? She's gorgeous.
Yeah, I said that's my brown sugar.
It's a knockout. She's hanging out with Obama in the Oval Office. How'd that happen? Oh, she's bringing him comics. He's like, oh, great. Okay. Yeah, I'll have my assistant put those right in the garbage. Don't give people comics. Marvel comics. Obama doesn't want that.
Obama was like, what the hell? Bill got Lewinsky. I got this chick with comic books. Where's the justice?
Did they put a on Spider-Man cover?
I don't know.
Something.
Who is this person? Who is Sana Amanat?
Oh, she's the real person in charge at Marvel.
She is?
Oh, yeah. She's like head of creative content or something, but
she was the one who
she does
a lifestyle brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's nice. Ronnie Strike, thanks for $20. He says, you're so right, Yellow Flash. Wolverine's return is a disgrace with how terrible the art is. Ethan, thanks for your sly, sardonic wit, good sir. Well, you're welcome. The art wasn't good in that Wolverine return book, huh?
Yeah, it's terrible. The art's really bad. Really bad. They trick you. See, the first issue had amazing art. And then the second issue, it's like, what is this? It's not even the same comic. Like literally, I don't know did you ever see that picture of Professor X? They had his face in a big picture, and it literally looks like an NPC meme. And when I was looking at it, it's terrible. And then today's issue that I read it yesterday. Literally, there's this little boy following the mom around, and he looks like just like a walking NPC meme too. It's just like half-assed effort.
Yeah. Let's see. Mutual Fee says they're going for the cat litter box liner market. Mark C says Daredevil man without fur. See, that's what you. Yeah. Kendra T says Marvel patronizes women with their trash pandering. Yeah. And Donuts one says
Captain Marvel fought Captain Misogyny in her reboot. Her fifth
no
reboot,
way.
By the way. Oh, yeah. The dude's like demeaning women, and he has a gun that bends will. And he's like, it works especially easy on women since they're weak-willed.
Wow. Captain was his name Captain Misogyny, or is that what you're calling him?
It was actually Nuclear Man, but I called him Captain Misogyny.
Oh, I saw that. I watched your video on that.
It's terrible.
That doesn't look good. It's nothing that I want to read. It's not what I want to read. Donuts one says, have you guys seen the Marvel cosplay variant covers from 3 years ago? They're all abysmal. My beloved Squirrel Girl is a French maid with a feather duster tail. That is horrible. I don't remember that. No. God, just anything. Just make variant covers for everything. So, you know, it's like we have to survive. We're being kept afloat by like variant covers, by tricking retailers.
Well,
So
I think
let's just
DC does a good job with variant covers, I think, because retailers can actually order them however many they want. You don't have to buy a certain number of like the other one, and it's usually 2. Like the Batgirl comics had some really nice Josh Middleton ones, but there's no you don't twist they don't twist the retailer's arm to get them. Like they can order as many as they want.
yeah. Yeah, DC had one. They always had a variant cover with Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. There's one variant cover for everything. Which honestly, like, you know, it's like when it's your book and one of the covers is yours, you're just like, what is this other variant cover? Like they'd send me 2 of like, well, I'd get 10 copies of every book that I did. 5 of them would be my cover, and the other 5 would be somebody else's. I'd be like, well, those will go in the garbage. Like those are the ones I'm giving away. Why would I keep these? But yeah, I don't like the variant covers. Everything's got to change, man. Everything's got to change, Yellow Flash.
I agree. They need to do like I think those giant size books they're doing at Walmart. I think that's the way to go. $5, 100 pages. I mean, I don't. They need to. What they should do is lower the number of books they put out for sure, and then just rotate them out so that you can make longer books like that.
By the way, never cold. Oh, I'm sorry. Never Cold says, I believe in Nasser. He's surrounded by too much talent to fail if he's willing to learn from them. Cecil, do you have any comments about that? Do you think that Nasser being surrounded by talent is going to help him?
Oh, absolutely. Why wouldn't it? If he has an open mind and he's not an asshole, well, he's 21, and he has a lot of pros. You know, he has the ear of a lot of pros. I hope he uses it to his advantage. Something funny will happen. I had Nasser on today, and James Dean was in the chat, and he said, "Can I come on?" And Nasser's like, "I don't like him. Don't bring him on." So I said, "No, not until Nasser tells you." And then finally, as Nasser was leaving, he let James Dean come on.
Wow.
He's a little prick.
Nasser Nasser has opinions about people. He really does. Like Nasser's just like, I don't like this dude, and he'll just let you know. It's pretty interesting.
And James Dean was being really nice to him, but
who could possibly dislike James Dean?
He doesn't give a shit.
No. And James Dean, by the way, says Amanat is undoing Marvel. She's Comicsgate's best friend. I owe her a thank you note for helping me find an audience of awesome longtime comics fans. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't know.
It's not hurting you, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, just this picture of her with a bored-looking Obama in the Oval Office is pretty hilarious. And are there more pictures? No, it's just the one picture from behind Obama, and he's just like, oh. And she's like, look what we're doing. And I guess she was the one who gave him the Phil Jimenez Spider-Man Obama cover. God, there's bad times.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Bad times.
But she was like connected to his campaign or something. I'm pretty
Was
sure.
she?
Yeah, I don't know too much about her before she came to Marvel, but somebody said she used to be something tied to Obama in politics or whatever. She got a weird history. I'm not quite fully up to it. I think Richard knows all the 411 on all of that.
He knows everybody, like what's going on in Marvel. I couldn't care less. It looks like she co-created Kamala Khan, so that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Kamala Khan is one of the worst superheroes that Marvel has right now.
Looks like she got her costume at the Walmart rollback thing for clearance sale. Like these are some pajamas, and it's just it's gonna work.
The most embarrassing powers, the worst costume. Just an awful superhero that they're really trying to push. Terrible. Well, I don't know. That every day I'm glad I don't work at Marvel. Every day it was so bad. When I was there, like in 2002, it was a bad environment full of people who were like just lying, just treacherous snakes, and it hasn't gotten better. I'm positive that it's gotten only worse. It's a toxic environment over there, and I use that word advisedly. I know it's SJW based, but my God, it is toxic over there. It's hard to survive. People come out of Marvel, they retire from Marvel with PTSD. It's just like, I'll never trust people in the real world. It's like, God, it is bad. Dante and Ravenna says Nasser will eventually wear your skin like a suit. Oh God,
Sounds about right.
that's inevitable. I just exist. I believe it. I'm just gonna kind of go along with that. It's gonna happen.
Now that he's got Cecil's P.O. box, Cecil's gonna get a big box and take it home, and his ass is gonna pop out.
I think if I were Nasser, every day I would be on my knees praising God for Cecil. I mean, Cecil made Nasser's career.
He did.
You know, if Cecil and Nasser hadn't had that fight, Nasser wouldn't still be here.
No, that was the only thing that made him interesting.
Yeah, just all of a sudden we had him on there. He's like, yeah, I got this book. It's okay. We'll have you on. And then all of a sudden he goes, I don't think Cecil's funny. And that did it. I was like, whoa, what? And he just, I don't. And it was the funny, like, he was absolutely serious. Cecil is obviously a comic genius. And here you have this kid. It's like, I don't know. I don't get it. From then on. And Cecil didn't take it well. Like, Cecil just went after him. And that was one of the biggest moments in Comicsgate history. It made Cecil more lovable. It made Nasser an instant curiosity. And that made his career.
Now, do you think that the Comic Hut and Cecil could have became friends?
Fuck no.
Comic Hut's just he like, I wanted to love him, but he's hard to love.
Comic Hut, you know why he's mad at me? Because here's the insult. Because I insulted Tim Lim, and here's the insult. He's not a good guy. That was it. Couldn't be more innocuous.
No, you said he's not a nice guy, but he's a good guy, or one of the something like that.
Tim's a nice guy, but he's not a good guy.
Did you guys see the second video?
No.
Okay. I have we sniped it and live streamed and talked about it. I have to cut it up so I can take, everyone talking over it. So I'll get pieces of it out.
Parts of it where he said, is that the one where he said,
yeah, he attacks everybody. Me, Tug.
He's the Batman of Comicsgate because keeps the.
Yep.
He's like got a Batman action figure on a T-shirt. That's the one I saw.
Yep. Oh, you did see that one? Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that pissed everyone off. Yeah.
And he really has it in for the Brightwisers of all people.
He's like, he's buying Elizabeth designer shirts.
Elizabeth was always wearing designer shirts. Those two always dress well. Brett Favre says, Cecil, I work nights, so I was sleeping. Sorry I missed your stream. If you're ever in Astoria, drinks on me.
Oh, yeah. I'm in Astoria. Okay, I'll look you up.
Drinks on, well, not until the Super Bowl,
No, not until, but he may regret that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mitch is the diva of Comicsgate.
Mitch isn't, like, I don't even know what, Mitch is not the, you know what Mitch is? Like, Mitch is somebody who's very business savvy, and he's, he and Elizabeth together are, I'm trying to think of an analogy, but they're, I spent a lot of time with them, and they are, they have a plan. Like, those two have a plan. The people are like, why aren't they on your show very much anymore? They don't really need me, they don't need me. They've got their own thing going on.
Right there, they're squared away. They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
well, like a diva's like would be on the live stream all the time. He's like,
why was he?
They don't live stream that much even.
Kept saying,
no.
Mitch.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go. You go.
I would say he was calling him a diva, and I'm like, this doesn't like really line up very well.
No. What I know about Mitch is when I spent time with him, like, they were legitimately scared. It's when you have these people after you, and I mean, Mitch and Elizabeth have people after them. It really is unsettling. It's hard to deal with, and you have, like, they're normal people who have a family, they have a house. I'm sure they have a mortgage, and they have bills to pay, and they're just used to being a little kind of company together, producing comic book artwork, and they're used to that. To have weirdos attacking them the way that they are. Now, I can escape into, my family. I'll just go hang out with Andrea and forget about all of this. But they have each other, and they're both under attack for nothing, for absolutely nothing. And I'm grateful to them. I'm grateful to have them as allies because they're both rock steady, smart, kind people. But I'll tell you something, they were shooken up. They were very, very scared when I started spending time with them in Arkansas. What are we going to do? And I had to just be like, everything's going to be fine. we're going to do great. Comicsgate's going to be fine. We're going to build this up, and we're going to be able to publish comic books our own way. This is going to work out. And I understand, like, all of this is frightening. It is frightening. It's like we're like under alien attack. It's frightening. These weirdos are terrifying people. SJWs are awful, terrifying people. But it's going to be okay. And they told me some of their plans, and they, it's like they're okay. They're going to be all right, I think. And I spoke to them a couple weeks ago, but I just kind of they're going to do their own thing, and they're going to be just fine. And I wish everybody would do that. Like, I want these creators to all kind of exist and succeed based on their own ideas and their own initiative. That'd be great. James Dean says Mitch can buy Elizabeth any damn thing he wants to. Well, Elizabeth can buy herself anything.
I was gonna say she works. She's a colorist.
Yeah. And Dante in Ravenna says he made his career. It's why Cecil will die first. Jeez, that's scary, Cecil.
What's that?
Well, Nasser's going to kill you.
Oh, sure. Got to go some way.
Yeah. Just make it good,
Good as good a way as any.
Yeah. Something that belongs in a movie. The Comicsgate movie. It's got to be something out of Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
But
if he wears my skin, it'll be loose on him. I hope he trips.
Yeah, tell him to wash it a couple times. It'll shrink. That's the thing. FP Sunny says, are the Brightwisers still Comicsgate? Yeah, of course. You don't not be Comicsgate. Like, that's the thing about it. It's like, are they still the only way to not be Comicsgate anymore is to go, I was wrong. SJWs aren't ruining comics. It's like, then you kind of take a blue pill backwards. But once you've actually accepted that this is going on, and those two people know better than anyone that this is a reality and this is a real problem. Like, they know better than anyone. These guys like Dave Johnson can sort of gaslight me and say, no, it's because everyone hates you. That's why you're having trouble in the mainstream of comics. Oh, well, what about Mitch and Elizabeth? Like, nobody hates them. They haven't done anything wrong. So, they know. Those guys know. Yeah. The live stream's still going on. I'm sorry. I'm keeping you guys up. Thank you so much, Yellow Flash, Antonio, Cecil, for joining me for one of these live streams that just goes on forever. I don't usually do this. I'm not, I usually get in and get out. And I only meant for this to be an hour. But,
it's a super hour.
I was gabbing.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. All right. So with that, I'm going to probably say good night to you all. Thank you for being here. I'm going to unlist this live stream. If you have the link, you have the link, so you'll be able to watch it. But, it's not going to appear on my channel. The reason why is because it's going to kill. I'm trying to get to 100,000. I really am. But I do want to check in with you guys now and then and just say hello. Brett Favre says, every time Cecil makes fun of Nasser, the girl in his basement probably gets the hose again. And that is something that I wish Cecil would consider. Okay.
I like hose. Hose are good.
Yeah.
No.
All right, guys. Yellow Flash, make a cat video.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Good
All right,
night,
guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
See you.